Costco has just stocked a variety of new products this month, and at least 5 of them will be gone before the weekend is over. Not necessarily because they are great, but because people are panic buying them without checking the prices first. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 1. 3D Frosty Peach and Mango. The TikTok viral 3D Frosty ice cream is back at Costco with a significantly upgraded version. It is only $10.99 for a box of 6, which works out to about $1.83 per cup. That is nearly half the retail price of $3 to $5 at other supermarkets, where it is also incredibly hard to find. The exterior is made of white chocolate, molded to look exactly like real peaches and mangoes. Inside, you will find a layer of fruit sorbet mixed with premium smooth cream. The peach flavor tastes naturally like a ripe peach rather than artificial flavoring. If you put these out at a pool party this weekend, they will be gone before your guests even grab their drinks. 2. Yasso Frozen Greek Yogurt Cups. At Costco, these Yasso Greek yogurt cups cost less than $1 each. For $11.89, you get a 12-pack of the ideal snack. Only 80 calories and 4 grams of protein with a super smooth texture that doesn't get icy like other low-fat brands. The box includes 2 flavors, vanilla caramel and fudge chip. They offer a light sweetness that satisfies cravings without feeling heavy. With the healthy eating trends of 2026, this line is constantly flying off the shelves. It is perfect for weight loss, a snack for kids, or a late-night treat that won't make you feel bloated. 3. Twice-baked pistachio-filled croissants. If you go to Costco after 10 a.m. on a weekend, you will likely miss out on these new pistachio-filled croissants. A box of 6 large croissants is only $9.99, which is about $1.66 each. In contrast, French bakeries usually sell these for $5 to $7. What makes these special is that they are twice-baked, which keeps the crust extra crispy and ensures the rich, lightly sweet pistachio cream inside stays perfectly set without leaking. Social media is calling this the best summer bakery find. Buy them now before they are gone. A legendary snack has returned with a completely new version. One bite, and you will forget the original. 4. Skittles Gummies Variety Pack. This is a 9-bag variety pack featuring original, wild berry, and sour flavors for a total of $16.89. If you bought these individually at a gas station or convenience store, you would spend that same amount on only 4 bags. Skittles. Gummies retain the explosive fruit flavor of the legendary hard candy but are softer, chewier, and easier on your teeth. This is a smart bulk buy rather than a limited-time deal. You are saving money over the long term, not just getting a must-buy price for today. If you have kids, go on frequent picnics, or are planning a summer road trip, this is a great buy. Otherwise, a single bag from elsewhere is enough. 5. Nature's Garden Probiotic Yogis. This pack contains 30 snack pouches in mango, peach, and strawberry lemon flavors. Each pouch provides 2 billion probiotics wrapped in a real fruit yogurt coating. They have no artificial colors, are gluten-free, non-GMO, and most importantly, they actually taste good. At 50 cents per pouch for a functional snack, the price is very reasonable. What I like most is that it bridges the gap between supplements and snacks, 2 things people usually buy separately for more money. If you already take probiotics and want to make the habit less boring, this is a smart choice. 6. Gatorade Thirst Quencher Liberty Variety Pack. 59 cents per bottle. That is the number you need to remember when standing in front of this shelf. There are 32 bottles split between Glacier Cherry, Cool Blue, and Fruit Punch. These red, white, and blue colors match the American flag, which is why Costco releases them every year before the 4th of July. They always sell out because families buy several cases at once. The electrolyte formula has not changed because it is still the most effective way to stay hydrated while exercising outdoors, gardening, or just surviving a summer in Texas or Florida. At $18.99 for a 32-bottle case, you won't find a better price between now and Labor Day. This detox drink is causing a frenzy among shoppers. If you're slow, you'll miss out. 7. Health-Ade Organic Kombucha Variety Pack. This is the best beverage deal at Costco this week. You get a set of 6 16-ounce glass bottles, including Pink Lady Apple, Lemon Mango, and Passion Fruit Tangerine, for $10.77 after a $4 discount running this month. That is $1.79 per bottle for USDA, organic kombucha made from cold-pressed juice with no artificial sugar. By comparison, Amazon sells a 12-pack for $49.95, which is $4.16 per bottle. These three flavors are delicious and easy to drink, making them ideal for those who are new to fermented tea as a summer refresher. 8. Yerba Madre Organic Yerba Mate Variety Pack. A 12-pack of Yerba Madre Organic Energy Tea at Costco is $28.99, which is about $2.42 per can. It comes in 3 summer fruit flavors and contains 150 milligrams of natural plant-based caffeine. It provides long-lasting focus without the jitters associated with coffee or chemical energy drinks. It is also sugar-free and rich in antioxidants. However, this isn't a massive discount. My advice is that if you are already addicted to this tea, the Costco price is great for stocking up. If you have never tried it, buy a single can somewhere else before committing to a whole case. 9. Luis Gurpegui Crianza Spanish Wine. Luis Gurpegui Spanish Red Wine is currently on sale at Costco for a massive $8 discount, from $18.69 to just $10.69. This is a rare 42% discount for a premium Crianza wine from the Rioja region, aged in oak barrels. The wine boasts aromas of raspberries and ripe cherries, blended with hints of chocolate and oak. The tannins are smooth and the acidity balanced, making it ideal for pairing with outdoor BBQ. Wine connoisseurs are buying by the case, so you should secure at least 6 bottles before the deal ends. This next item is causing a heated debate among Costco chefs this week. Let's see if it's actually good. 10. Kirkland Signature Shrimp Ceviche Salad. This shrimp ceviche salad at Costco's deli is incredibly popular on summer weekends. It consists of succulent steamed shrimp, mixed with bell peppers, onions, cilantro, and refreshing lime juice, ready to eat straight from the package. While chefs argue it's not traditional ceviche because the shrimp is already cooked, its convenience is unbeatable. At $11.99 a pound, it's not a bargain in terms of money, but a great deal that saves you time and effort when you have unexpected guests. 11. Kirkland Signature Smoked Pork Back Ribs. This week is Father's Day, and July 4th is 3 weeks later. If you're thinking about grilling ribs for the family but don't want to stand guard over the grill from 2 p.m. in the sun, this is what Costco has got you covered. The pork ribs are fully marinated and smoked at the factory. You just need to reheat them for 15 minutes in the oven or air fryer. The meat is tender enough to fall off the bone on its own, with a genuine smoky flavor, not the chemical smoked sauce you get when you open the package. A rack enough for 4 to 6 people costs around $20 to $25. The same amount of ribs at a regular BBQ restaurant would triple the bill, and you'd still have to drive to pick it up. 12. Kirkland Signature Parmesan and Black Pepper Chicken Sausage. Priced at $4.33 a pound for chicken breast sausage with Parmesan cheese and black pepper, while branded chicken sausages at regular supermarket chains rarely go below $6 to $7 a pound and usually don't have such clean ingredient lists. The keto community discovered it earlier this year and has been clearing shelves regularly ever since, not because of a trend, but because the macros are genuinely good. The Parmesan cheese in this recipe retains moisture so well that you don't feel like you're eating something healthy, in the sense of forcing yourself to swallow it. Perfect for sandwiches, stir-fried pasta, or a morning pan fry, and 3 pounds ensures you won't have to think about restocking for at least a week and a half. Want to cook oil-free and still be completely safe? Here's a 3-piece set certified free of harmful chemicals. 13. Tefal Ceramic Nonstick Fry Pans 3-piece. There's one detail on the box that most buyers overlook because it's in the bottom corner. Oven safe up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Regular non-stick pans typically only withstand up to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit before the coating starts to malfunction, meaning you can't start on the stovetop and finish in the oven without switching to different cookware. This Tefal set completely eliminates that limitation. 3 sizes, 8, 10.5, and 12 inches. PFO A-free ceramic coating, induction cooktop suitable, and $39.99 for the whole set from a brand that needs no further convincing. It's been on the market long enough to prove itself. 14. Cuisinart 4-in-1 XL Expandable Tub. The first thing I thought when I looked at this was how many different things I have at home doing the same job that aren't as efficient. It folds flat to a cutting board, stands upright to marinate without oxidizing like metal tubs, flips upside down to a serving tray for the patio, and fills with ice to create a cooler for the whole party. The height is adjustable, and the Cuisinart plastic is durable enough not to deform after several seasons of outdoor grilling. $13.61 is a price you won't have to think twice about, and I won't waste any more time convincing you because that number speaks for itself. 15. MIU 11-piece vegetable chopper. If you've ever chopped onions and had to stop 3 times to wipe your eyes, this chopper solves that problem, as the entire chopping process happens in a sealed container. 5 interchangeable stainless steel blades evenly dice and slice, and all the vegetable scraps fall straight into the container below instead of scattering all over the cutting board. Similar choppers advertised on TV usually sell for $35 to $45. $21.55 for an 11-piece set from a proven brand is a clear enough difference that doesn't need further comparison. What would a world-renowned car brand do with kitchenware? Check out the next masterpiece. 16. Peugeot Grill-to-Table Ceramic Pizza Stone. Nearly $120 at high-end kitchenware stores. $64.99 here. Peugeot isn't a brand you'll see often at Costco, and when they do appear, they usually don't stay long. The ceramic baking tray withstands temperatures up to 750 degrees Fahrenheit, works well on both outdoor charcoal grills and in home ovens, absorbs moisture from the dough well enough to create a crispy pizza crust that regular metal trays can never achieve, and retains heat for an extra 30 minutes after removal from the oven. If you make pizza at home and are using a regular tray, the difference in results is real and noticeable the first time you try it. If you've never tried making pizza at home, this is a good reason to start. 17. Mikasa Samantha 12-piece dinnerware set. I'll state this clearly before going any further. I don't have accurate comparative figures from other retailers to make a strong price statement here, and I'm not going to make up a number to sound more convincing. What I know for sure is that bone china is significantly more durable than regular porcelain, and Mikasa's glaze retains its shine after multiple dishwasher washes without tarnishing. At $79.99 for 12 pieces from a truly reputable brand in the high-end dinnerware segment, you get a dinner set that will last for years. The 2 colors, light blue and light pink, are right on trend for minimalist dinnerware this year. If your dinnerware is chipped after a long winter, now is the time to replace it. 18. Apple AirPods Pro. Buying AirPods Pro 2 at Costco for $199.99 is a great deal because it includes a $29 Apple Care Plus plan, saving you nearly $30 compared to buying them separately at the Apple Store. Importantly, this generation of headphones has been FDA approved as an over-the-counter hearing aid, supporting mild to moderate hearing loss in addition to its excellent active noise cancellation. If your online order on Costco.com exceeds $500, you'll get an additional $50 discount. It's definitely worth combining with other products. Super easy installation in 5 minutes, no plumber needed. This cooling device is selling out fast at Costco. 19. Hisense 6000 BTU Portable Air Conditioner. The Hisense 6000 BTU Portable Air Conditioner at Costco costs $279.99 and perfectly cools rooms under 250 square feet. It's a lifesaver for apartment dwellers who can't drill into walls for a single-unit air conditioner or for rooms with intense sunlight where central air conditioning isn't sufficient. Super easy installation in minutes. Just run the exhaust duct to the window without hiring a plumber. The unit also features a dehumidifying function, perfect for summer. In hot states like Texas and Florida, this model is always sold out before the first heat wave arrives. 20. SimpliSafe 10-piece kit with Outdoor Camera Series 2. The SimpliSafe 10-piece security system at Costco for $189.99 is a great deal for protecting your home during the summer vacation. The same setup at Best Buy usually costs over $280, not to mention Costco is giving away 3 months of free 24/7 professional monitoring. The kit is easy to install in 30 minutes, requires no drilling, and has no contract. The 1080p outdoor camera features color night vision, AI integration, and 2-way audio. Thanks to the app, you can monitor and talk directly to someone at your door in Ohio while on vacation in Florida. 21. Oral-B IO Series 3, Perfect Clean and Whiten. Costco almost exclusively sells electric toothbrushes in double packs, so when they first launched a single-unit version, it was no small feat for singles or anyone wanting to try the premium segment without paying for 2 at once. 3 brushing modes. a smart pressure sensor that warns you when you're brushing too hard, and a 2-minute timer. Dentists typically charge $150 to $200 for a deep cleaning session, and much of what they do is tackle plaque buildup from months of poor brushing habits. The $69.99 price tag for preventing the problem in the first place is a no-brainer. This deep cleaning device with up to 62,000 movements per minute is a great deal. 22. Philips Sonicare Optimal Clean. 2 complete units, each with its own brush head, charging base, and travel case. Total $99.99, which is about $50 per complete Philips Sonicare unit. If you buy them individually elsewhere, $50 won't get you anywhere near the optimal clean range. Philips Sonic technology removes 10 times more plaque than a regular toothbrush, has pressure sensors to protect gums, and has a timer that divides the mouth into 4 zones. For couples or families with 2 adults, this is a win-win purchase where neither has to compromise on quality. 23. Air Compression Flex Boots. While high-end air compression boots like Hyperis Normatec cost between $400 and $600, Sharper Image brings the same mechanism to $129.99 after a $30 discount from the original price of $159.99. Notably, the product is FSA/HSA certified, allowing you to use your tax-free health insurance to pay for it. The device has 5 modes and 5 intensity levels to help expel lactic acid and increase blood flow from the feet to the thighs. This is a great device for gym goers, people with varicose veins, or those who stand all day at work. 24. Titan PRO by Arctic Zone Zipperless Cooler. The best thing about this bag isn't its ability to keep things cold, although it does for days thanks to its high-performance insulation and is significantly cheaper than Yeti. The best part is the zipperless opening design. You just press lightly to open it. No more fumbling with wet, sticky zippers in the dark, and no more worrying about jammed locks during your camping trip. The flat, rigid top transforms into a mini table with 4 cup holders, and the bag folds neatly when not in use, saving space in your garage. It holds 40 cans. At $32.90, if you're currently using an old canvas bag with a constantly jammed zipper, you don't need to think twice. Next up is something that transforms a small balcony into a fancy vegetable garden. 25. Walnut Elevated Garden Bed. If you're someone who has to kneel or bend over every time you water or weed, the raised leg design of this planter bed solves that problem without further explanation. The 29-gallon capacity is enough for herbs, peppers, cherry tomatoes, or ornamental flowers. Ketter's walnut-grained resin material won't rot or fade even after many seasons outdoors, and the self-watering system with a float at the bottom prevents overwatering and root rot. Home Depot and Lowe's sell similar planters for $140 and up without the self-watering system. $99.99 here is a much easier decision. 26. Coda Sunburst Solar Bollard. At $12.50, these solar-powered metal lights require no electricity and no wiring. Just plug them into the ground. But the real reason to buy them isn't the electricity savings but the durable metal construction, a stark contrast to cheap plastic lights that yellow and break after a rainy season. The warm yellow light casts a sunflower-like glow, creating a landscape effect you'd typically only see in professionally designed garden projects. Place them along your driveway or around a flower bed. 4 are enough to make a change that will have your neighbors asking where you bought them. 27. Lifestyle Garden. OJ Outdoor Patio Dining Set. Let me be upfront. $1,199 isn't a deal for everyone, and I won't pretend otherwise. But if you're genuinely looking for a large cast aluminum patio furniture set for your backyard, the comparison is worth listening to, as outdoor furniture showrooms typically sell similar sets for $2,000 or more. The powder-coated aluminum frame is rust-proof, the ergonomic chairs stack easily for storage, and the light wood-grain tabletop withstands years of harsh weather, and it requires no assembly. This is a limited-time item with limited stock, meaning once it's gone, it's gone. If you need it and your budget allows, there's no benefit in waiting. Want a million-view Instagrammable spot right in your garden? Grab this set at Costco. 28. Vita Classic Vinyl Trellis. 2 60-inch tall arched shelves made of durable, rust-proof vinyl cost $99.99 for the set, while individual shelves from other brands typically cost between $60 and $80. Their primary function is to support climbing roses or cucumbers, but the online gardening community is using them for something completely different. combining two to create a partition for privacy on balconies or patios without needing additional fencing. They are lightweight, sturdy, portable, and look much better than their price suggests. Of today's 28 items, I'll be honest, you don't need them all. But the $1.79 kombucha, $10.69 Rioja wine, and FSA Safe Flex boots are three things you'll see on the shelves at a different price 3 months from now if you skip them. Did you just buy something at Costco that you regret, or vice versa? Today I have a list of items ranging from the worst to the best. And I'll be frank, there's one item that even a former Costco employee admitted online had deteriorated in quality, and another that tastes like chewing on cardboard sprinkled with flour. I'll point out each one specifically. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. The worst items. 8. El Monterey Chicken and Cheese Taquitos. I want to talk about this first, not because it's the worst on today's list, but because it comes with a literal health warning that I feel responsible to give you before you put it in your car. This brand has had multiple product recalls due to bacterial contamination. And that's not just online rumors, but official information from the Food Safety Agency. So when you're holding a box of 30 for $9.99 that looks like a bargain, I want you to know exactly what you're buying. Leaving aside the food safety issue, the quality of this product itself is also questionable. The filling is ground into a thick, gooey mixture that, when you bite into it, you can't tell the difference between chicken, cheese, and flour because it's all blended into a paste containing up to 60% cornstarch. What people on forums call mystery paste, because nobody knows what they're eating. And the outer crust, depending on how you prepare it, will give you one of two equally terrible results. Microwave it, and the crust will become soggy and sticky, while baking it will burn it black like charcoal while the filling inside remains cold and hasn't had time to heat up. There's no way to save this dish because the ingredients themselves are substandard from the start. The price of $9.99 for 30 pieces sounds incredibly cheap, but I'll be frank, saving a few dollars at the expense of your family's health is not worth it. On Reddit, users describe this dish using terms I don't want to repeat in the video, but to sum it up, it's empty of filling, just flour and fake cheese with a chemical taste. And when even the most loyal community of cheap frozen food fans turns their backs on it, you know there's a real problem. 7. Kirkland Signature Chicken Bakes. And this is the item I ranked at the bottom, the worst of all the frozen items I tried this time, and I know that will surprise many people because it's a Kirkland brand from Costco. But a brand name doesn't automatically mean it's good, and the current frozen version of chicken bakes is the clearest proof of that. The chicken inside was so mushy and crumbly that it felt more like shredded cardboard mixed with sauce than the texture of real chicken. The crust was both dry and soggy at the same time. Contradictory. But if you've ever eaten hastily grilled food under an overheated stove, you understand the feeling. The outside is hard and dry, while the inside is damp and sticky, making it very unpleasant to bite into. And here's the detail that made me want to speak frankly. Even a former Costco deli employee admitted online that the quality of this item has seriously declined compared to before. When even the people who made it can't defend it anymore, you know where the problem lies. On Reddit, every time someone asks, "What's the worst frozen food at Costco?" Chicken bakes is always the first name mentioned, and threads boycotting the new version receive thousands of upvotes. The price has increased to $13.49, about $2.50 higher than before due to poultry inflation, meaning you're paying more for a product that's getting worse, not better. It's often left uneaten because it's too dry and choking. And that $13.49 could be spent on tempura shrimp instead. Just a few dollars more for a vastly different dining experience. The worst is over, but the mid-range category is where you need to listen most carefully because there's a really delicious dish that takes over 60 minutes to bake before it's ready to eat. And if you don't know this, you'll be disappointed thinking frozen food is quick and easy. The dishes are somewhat acceptable. 6. Kirkland Signature Italian Sausage and Beef Lasagna. I'd rank this dish on the borderline between mid-range and top tier because it has something the two lower-ranked dishes completely lack. A flavor that truly makes you want another bite. When you open the oven after over 60 minutes of baking and the aroma of Italian sausage, minced beef, and rich ricotta cheese fills the kitchen, you immediately understand that this is true comfort food, the kind of heartwarming meal many families enjoy after a long day, and simply sitting down at the table makes all their fatigue disappear. but that's also why I can't put it in the top tier. Over 60 minutes of baking in the oven for a frozen item almost completely negates the reason you bought frozen food in the first place: convenience and speed. You think you can buy frozen food, put it in the oven, cook it for a few minutes, and eat it. But this lasagna makes you wait over an hour, and in that time you could have easily cooked a whole dinner from scratch. So if you buy it without carefully reading the cooking instructions, you'll be very disappointed because you thought frozen food would be quick to prepare. And there's another problem I encountered when trying many trays from different batches. The quality is sometimes inconsistent. Some batches have a perfect blend of ricotta cheese with the meat and tomato sauce, but others have the oil separating into a puddle of orange oil on top, which looks very unappetizing. This kind of hit or miss makes me unable to confidently tell you, buy it. It's definitely delicious. And I have to add, it might be delicious, it might not be, depending on the batch. However, when it's delicious, it's truly delicious. The super heavy tray is enough for a large family to eat until full. The ingredients are well worth the money, and the original price of $16.99 is currently $13.99, discounted by $3 in Costco's Instant Coupon Summer Promotion. If you can accept waiting over an hour and are prepared for the possibility of randomness between batches, this is still one of the best tasting frozen items at Costco. It's just not perfect in terms of convenience. 5. Kirkland Signature Chicken Nuggets. If you've ever eaten chicken nuggets at the most famous fast food chain and loved the taste, this is the near-perfect replica you can stock in your freezer anytime. The meat inside is whole chicken breast, not the minced molded meat found in many cheaper chicken nuggets, and that's why half the frozen food community raves about it. But the other half criticizes it mercilessly. And both sides are right because it all depends on one thing: how you prepare it. If you hastily microwave it for a few minutes to heat it up, I'll tell you beforehand that you'll be terribly disappointed. The batter will be soggy and sticky, and you'll wonder why you just spent $12 on a box of chicken nuggets that you can't even eat. But if you have an air fryer or oven and are willing to fry or bake for about 15 to 20 minutes, the result is completely different. A crispy, golden brown crust and hot, juicy, tender meat inside. That's when you'll understand why it's called a replica of famous fast food chains. The difference between microwaving and air frying the same product is so great that I think they are two completely different dishes. This heavy reliance on cooking methods prevents me from classifying it as top tier, even though the flavor is delicious when prepared correctly. Frozen food that requires specific equipment and cooking times to achieve a good result loses a core value: convenience and speed. A 5-pound box containing hundreds of chicken pieces is an excellent economic solution for families with young children who love fast food, especially during the summer when children are home from school and need convenient snacks. The original price of $14.99 is now reduced by $3 to $11.99 for the summer. But remember the prerequisite I just mentioned. You should only buy it if you have an air fryer or oven. If you only have a microwave, skip it because you'll be wasting money. There is a best-selling item in the Costco frozen section thanks to its cheap Kirkland price tag, but foodies ignore it completely, and I'm going to tell you why. 4. Kirkland Signature Pepperoni Pizza. I have 2 words to describe this pizza, and I think there's no more accurate way. Aggressively mediocre. It's not so bad you'll spit it out like the 2 previous low-ranking pizzas, but it's not so delicious you'll remember the taste after you've finished eating it. And the most disappointing thing is that even after a decade of selling, the quality has remained stagnant and hasn't improved at all. What I want you to notice when baking this pizza is the cheese. It doesn't melt evenly and beautifully as you'd expect from a good pizza. Instead, it separates into a greasy orange puddle on the surface that looks very unappetizing. And when you smell it, the cheese smells so chemically strong that I feel like it came from a lab rather than a dairy farm. It's the kind of artificial smell that's okay for the first or second bite, but by the third or fourth you start to feel nauseated and want to stop. So why does it still sell so well? Because the Kirkland label plus the $14.99 price tag for a set of 4 large pizzas is incredibly economical for large families needing a quick dinner without spending too much. In terms of value and quantity, it scores perfectly. But in terms of taste enjoyment, I have to be frank. It offers no dining pleasure other than simply filling your stomach. Pizza connoisseurs completely ignore it. And I understand why, as there are many much better frozen pizza options available for just a few dollars more, Even within Costco's frozen section, there's a cauliflower pizza that I'll discuss later, making this Kirkland pepperoni pizza seem pointless. $14.99 for 4 is fine if you just want a cheap, filling meal. But if you want something truly delicious, be patient and listen to me talk about the top-tier options that follow. The mid-tier group is done, and from here on out, everything begins to change completely because the next 3 items belong to the top-tier category. When I sampled them, I could not believe this was frozen food sold at a supermarket rather than restaurant dishes. 3. Ajinomoto Yakitori Chicken Fried Rice. I ate many different kinds of frozen fried rice during this 2-week experiment, and most of them yielded the same result. The rice clumped together, the chicken was bland and tasted like industrially boiled chicken, and the vegetables wilted and lost their color after microwaving. So when I opened the Ajinomoto package, microwaved it for 3 minutes, and then poured it onto a plate, I had to pause because what I saw was completely unlike frozen food. The rice was fluffy and individual grains, not sticky or clumped together, and when I smelled it, the sweet teriyaki sauce blended perfectly with the aroma of grilled chicken. And I must emphasize that it was the smell of real grilled meat, not the artificial flavor of industrially boiled chicken. Taking a spoonful, the rice absorbed the teriyaki sauce without becoming soggy. The yakitori chicken was firm and chewy with distinct fibers, not like minced meat pressed into a mold. And the vegetables retained their vibrant colors as if they had just been stir-fried, even though they had just come out of the freezer and microwave. Just 3 minutes from the freezer to a plate, and you have a restaurant-quality Japanese-style lunch. And when I say restaurant quality, I'm not saying it just for show. Its 4.8 out of 5-star rating on Costco online is a record-breaking number that almost no other frozen food product can achieve. Busy office workers and students can stock up on a few packs in their freezer for a quick and easy lunch, even faster than waiting for delivery, and with significantly better quality. Originally priced at $14.49, Costco is currently offering a $2.50 discount, bringing the price down to $11.99 per pack. That means each pack is less than $2 for a restaurant-quality fried rice meal that only requires a microwave in 3 minutes. No pan, no gas stove, and no cooking skills needed. Throughout these 2 weeks of testing, I ate a lot of delicious dishes, but there was exactly one item that made me immediately head back to Costco the very next day to buy another box right after I finished eating it. 2. Kirkland Signature Tempura Shrimp. This is the one item where, throughout 2 weeks of testing dozens of different frozen foods, it was the only thing that made me finish eating it for dinner and then drive right back to Costco the very next morning to buy another box, because I was terrified they would run out. And I'm not the only one doing this. If you look into almost any cart at Costco, you'll see at least one box of this tempura shrimp sitting inside. When you open the box, you get 30 massive shrimp that come pre-battered in tempura, along with a dipping sauce packet. And when I say massive, I mean truly huge. You have to place one right next to your hand to really grasp its size because these aren't those tiny, heavily battered shrimp that are completely hollow inside, which you usually run into with cheap frozen brands. The shrimp inside is sweet, firm, and has been completely deveined, so you don't have to do that step yourself. You just open the box, and they are ready to fry immediately. But what makes it deserve the reigning champion title isn't just the shrimp itself, it's the outer tempura batter. It is light, airy, and incredibly crispy with that perfect crunch that meets professional Japanese chef standards, all while absorbing absolutely no grease whatsoever, even though it makes a highly satisfying crunching sound when you bite into it. I emphasize this because most frozen tempura on the market turns out either soggy or dripping with shiny grease after cooking, which feels very heavy. However, this Kirkland tempura shrimp comes out of the air fryer like an absolute winner. Evenly crispy from head to tail and perfectly dry with not a single drop of excess oil. And here's a detail that made me respect Costco even more. The $15.99 price tag for a box of 30 high-quality tempura shrimp is a price point where, according to multiple industry sources, Costco is actually taking a loss or operating on razor-thin margins just to keep it steady. They do this because they know it is a flagship product that keeps VIP members coming back to shop. If you go out to any sushi bar and order a plate of 10 to 12 shrimp tempura, you could easily pay $25 to $30. Meanwhile, right here, you get 30 pieces for $15.99, and the quality easily rivals the restaurant version. Every major food TikToker in the US has crowned this the legend of the Costco frozen section. And once you air fry a batch yourself and dip it into the accompanying sauce packet, you will instantly understand why that title is not an exaggeration at all. If you can only buy one single item out of everything I review today, buy this one. It is a good enough reason all on its own to make you drive out to Costco today. This next item is the exact moment where I had to stop eating and ask myself whether this was actually frozen food or if someone had just ordered delivery from a Japanese restaurant. 1. Kirkland Signature Cauliflower Crust Pizza. I know that the moment I say cauliflower crust pizza, half of you watching will want to skip right past this section. In your mind, you're already picturing a soggy, mushy pizza with that harsh veggie smell that makes you feel like you're being punished rather than enjoying a meal. I thought the exact same thing before trying it. And that is precisely why I want you to stay and listen, because this pizza completely flipped everything I thought I knew about healthy frozen food on its head. When you bite into the crust edge, it is incredibly crispy and crunchy. Moving into the center, it is wonderfully chewy with the exact texture of a real pizza crust. What surprised me the most is that there is absolutely no harsh cauliflower odor or any veggie smell at all. Instead, it offers a subtle, pleasant nuttiness. It is just as addictive to eat as a regular pizza, but you get the benefit of being low-carb and high in fiber, meaning you can fully enjoy your pizza without feeling any guilt afterward. And I am not the only one praising it either. Nutritionists and the healthy eating community in the US are passionately hyping this pizza across social media, and as a result, it is constantly sold out in major cities. There was a week when I dropped by Costco, and the shelves were completely bare because people had wiped out the entire stock early in the morning. So, if your local store still has it in stock, do not hesitate. At a price of $12.99 for a 2-pack of cauliflower crust pizzas, you are getting premium, organic, restaurant-quality food, whereas out on the street, you would pay 3 times that amount for a similar healthy pizza. It shatters every single stereotype that healthy food has to be bland, awful, and miserable. If you are on a diet or simply want to eat pizza with fewer carbs, this is hands down the best option I've found in the entire Costco frozen aisle. After 2 weeks of trying different foods, I've come to one conclusion. The difference between the worst and the best lies in the fact that the good food uses real ingredients and is cooked properly, while the bad food is made with flour and chemicals and molded into shape. Just remember this: skip chicken bakes and taquitos. Buy tempura shrimp. It's better to pay a few dollars more and want to buy more than to save a few dollars and throw the leftovers in the trash. Costco is currently offering some of its deepest discounts since the beginning of the year. There are at least 3 items on this list where, if you are buying them at a regular grocery store, you are paying double the price for no extra benefit. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 1. Kirkland Signature Ultra Clean HE Laundry Detergent Packs. A $6 discount might sound small until you do the math. At $23.99 for 152 packs, each load costs less than 16 cents. Meanwhile, a similar quantity of Tide Pods at a standard supermarket usually runs between 30 and 35 cents per load. For a family doing 5 to 7 loads a week, the savings add up quickly. These feature catch and release technology, which lifts stains and locks them in the water so they don't redeposit onto your clothes during the rinse cycle. The packs dissolve completely in both cold and hot water, so you don't have to worry about residue on your fabrics or buildup in the drum. The Reddit community considers this $6 sale extremely rare and short-term, making it well worth stocking up on this month. 2. Gatorade Thirst Quencher Variety Pack. When summer temperatures hit 95 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, Gatorade becomes essential. This variety pack is currently limited to 4 cases per membership at many warehouses because parents are buying them so fast for youth sports teams. This purchase limit is the clearest sign of the product's massive popularity. This 28-bottle pack is currently $15.99 after a $4 discount from the original price of $19.99. That breaks down to about 57 cents per bottle, compared to $2.50 at a vending machine. The pack includes a mix of orange, fruit punch, and lemon-lime flavors, allowing the whole family to stay hydrated without getting bored. 3. Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunscreen, SPF 70. A single bottle of Neutrogena Ultra Sheer at major pharmacy chains runs between $11 and $13. This month, Costco is selling a 3-bottle combo for $16.99, which is a $5 discount from the original price of $21.99. Essentially, you are getting 3 bottles for the price of 1.5 elsewhere. But the price isn't the only reason this is worth mentioning. The dry touch technology allows the cream to absorb quickly, leaving a clean, non-greasy finish. It also uses Helioplex technology for broad-spectrum protection against both UVA and UVB rays. The formula is non-comedogenic, so it won't clog pores and can be used on both the face and body. This large 3-bottle set is enough for a family to use comfortably through 2 to 3 months of summer. Don't skip this one. It is one of the best bargains at Costco this week and a must-have for every household. 4. Kleenex Ultra Soft Facial Tissue. Kleenex Ultra Soft is a favorite for many due to its ultra-soft 3-ply structure. It doesn't leave behind lint and is gentle on the nose, even with frequent use during allergy or flu season. This is a significant step up from budget tissues that often cause skin irritation. This 12-pack is currently $19.99, down $4.50 from the original price of $24.49. That is enough to place a box in every room, from the living room to the bedroom and even the car, without worrying about running out mid-season. This discount often prompts customers to buy 2 or more packs because it's an essential item that will definitely be used. 5. Kirkland Signature Household Surface Wipes. What I like most about this product isn't just its antibacterial power, but how it eliminates a cleaning process that many people make more complicated than necessary. Instead of spraying glass cleaner and wiping, then spraying kitchen cleaner, waiting and wiping again, you just pull out one sheet and wipe. It kills 99.9% of bacteria in 15 seconds and contains no chlorine bleach, making it safe for most household surfaces. You get 304 wipes for $11.99 after a $3 instant rebate applied at the register. That's less than 4 cents per wipe, and you don't need to do any extra paperwork to get that price. 6. Kirkland Signature Daily Multi-USP. The USP certification on this label is more important than any marketing description. It is an independent third-party confirmation that the actual contents of the pill match what is written on the label. This is why users trust Kirkland Daily Multi as much as Centrum, despite the significantly lower price. Not all vitamin products pass this inspection because it requires the manufacturer to open their facilities for third-party audits. This 500-count bottle is currently $14.99, down $4 from the original $18.99. That is nearly a year-and-a-half's supply for one person. It calculates to less than 3 cents a day for a full spectrum of vitamin D3, C, K, zinc, B vitamins, calcium, and lutein in a single tablet. Costco is also having a massive sale on a frozen food item that is incredibly convenient because the pieces never stick together in a giant block. 7. Kirkland Signature Frozen Tail-On Shrimp. The 31 to 40 count size is the most popular choice for home cooks. These are large enough not to get lost in a pot, but not so big that they overwhelm other ingredients. These come fully peeled and deveined, so they can go from the freezer to the pan after just a few minutes of thawing in cold water. The individually quick frozen technology allows you to grab exactly the amount you need without defrosting the whole bag. The shrimp retain their natural sweetness and firm texture, unlike lower-quality frozen shrimp that can become mushy. This 2-pound bag is currently $13.49, a $3.50 discount from the original $16.99. When you compare this to buying fresh shrimp at the market and processing them yourself, the choice is obvious. 8. Kirkland Signature Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oil. The emerald green color and herbal aroma of this oil are evidence of its high-quality cold-pressed production. Many famous chefs on the Food Network have confirmed that Costco's organic olive oil is comparable in quality to expensive imports from Italy or Greece that cost twice as much elsewhere. This 67.6 fluid ounce bottle is $20.99 after a $4 discount from the original $24.99. It will last a family that cooks regularly for months. When you break down the cost per use, it becomes an easy decision. 9. Wonderful Pistachios Roasted and Salted. Whenever Wonderful Pistachios has a $4 deal at Costco, you'll notice the nut aisle gets much more crowded. I find that observation more convincing than any review because it reflects real shopping behavior. This 3-pound bag is down from $18.99 to $14.99 in the current coupon cycle, a price you don't often see for the top pistachio brand on the market. These California-grown nuts are consistently large and easy to peel. They are perfectly roasted with just enough sea salt. A 3-pound bag is perfect for entertaining guests, snacking during a movie, or taking on a camping trip. The next item looks like a 3-colored gem with a liquid core, but its real power is making burnt kitchen stains disappear. 10. Finish Quantum Ultimate. Bosch and Whirlpool officially recommend Finish Quantum because it directly affects cleaning performance and machine longevity. The 3-chamber design handles everything at once: a gel to cut grease, a powder to scrub tough stains, and a power ball to prevent hard water spots. You don't even need to pre-rinse your dishes, even if food has been sitting on them overnight. This 82-count box is currently $15.49, down $4.50 from the original $19.99. That's less than 19 cents per wash cycle. The wrapper dissolves completely in water. Just toss it into the detergent compartment and start the machine. 11. Starbucks French Roast. If you buy a cup at Starbucks every morning, you are paying $5 to $6 for about 12 to 14 grams of ground coffee. Meanwhile, this 2.5-pound bag is $18.49 after a $5.50 discount from $23.99. It contains 2.20 pounds of Arabica beans, enough to make hundreds of cups at home for less than 20 cents each. This is the deepest discount for this product at Costco so far this year. French Roast is the brand's darkest roast. The beans have a shiny, oily sheen and offer a characteristic smoky aroma with almost no acidity. It is perfect for those who prefer a bold, traditional flavor and works well with everything from a French press to an espresso machine or cold brew. 12. Kirkland Signature Premium Cotton Bath Towels, 30 inches by 58 inches. The first time you pick one up, you'll notice it's significantly heavier than a standard towel. This is due to the thick density of the combed Greek cotton fibers. The OECO Tech certification guarantees it is free from harmful substances, making it safe for sensitive skin and children. At $7.99 each after a $2 discount from $9.99, many shoppers buy 4 to 6 at a time in various colors like white, gray, and blue to refresh their entire linen closet. That is why this product has consistently landed on best white towels lists in interior design magazines for years. The next item is used by bars to create elegant pink summer cocktails, and it's currently on sale in a massive, low-priced combo. 13. Ocean Spray Cran Grape. Most juices at the supermarket use apple juice concentrate as a base to save money, but Ocean Spray uses real cranberry and Concord grape juice with no added sugar or preservatives. This 2-bottle combo totals nearly 202.8 fluid ounces for $8.99 after a $3 discount from $11.99. It provides 100% of your daily vitamin C and is rich in natural antioxidants. It's a great value for a family that wants a healthy option on hand. 14. Vital Proteins Collagen Peptides. I understand why people are skeptical of collagen powders because the market is flooded with low-quality products sold at high prices. Vital Proteins is different because it uses hydrolyzed collagen from grass-fed, pasture-raised bovine hides. It is broken down into easily absorbable peptides and includes vitamin C and hyaluronic acid to boost internal collagen synthesis. This 24-ounce tub is $25.99 after a $6 discount from $31.99. That is a savings of over $15 compared to Sephora or drugstores. The powder is completely odorless and tasteless, so you can mix it into your morning coffee or smoothie without changing the flavor. 15. Bounty Advanced Paper Towels. When you're frying fish and oil splatters all over the kitchen, or a child knocks over a glass of juice onto the carpet, this isn't the time to be stingy with paper towels, and that's exactly the situation Bounty Advanced is made for. Its absorbent weave quickly absorbs and retains liquid instead of letting it spread further. And more importantly, the paper doesn't tear halfway through when soaked, unlike cheaper paper towels. The Select A-size design allows you to tear half a sheet for just a small wipe, and the large 12-roll pack equivalent to about 30 regular rolls is now $19.99 after a $4.30 discount from $24.29, enough to comfortably last you half a year without worrying about running out. The next item is labeled as breakfast, but it's the one people most often sneak out of the pantry for a midnight snack. 16. Kellogg's Fruit Loops. For those who grew up in America, Fruit Loops is synonymous with childhood summer mornings. And this box at $7.99 after a $3 discount from $10.99 is the quickest answer to the question, what are the kids having for breakfast this summer? Packaged in 2 separate pouches inside a large box, it keeps the cereal crisp and prevents it from getting soggy before it's finished. A practical detail that's more important than you might think when buying in bulk. With added B vitamins, vitamin C, iron, and zinc, it's not a nutritionally empty breakfast as many might believe. And $7.99 for this huge box is a price parents often put on the cart without a second thought. 17. Cetaphil Moisturizing Cream. After a day in the summer sun, skin can get dehydrated in a way that standard lotions can't fix. Cetaphil solves this with a dermatologist-recommended formula combining niacinamide, panthenol, and glycerin to repair the skin barrier from within. It is fragrance-free and non-comedogenic, making it suitable for the face and body for everyone from adults to children. The combo of a 20-ounce jar and a 4-ounce tube is $15.49 after a $4.50 discount from $19.99. This is a Costco exclusive. You won't find this specific packaging at CVS or Walgreens. The 4-ounce tube is especially convenient for travel or a beach bag. 18. Listerine Antiseptic Cool Mint. The Dental Association ADA certifies Listerine Cool Mint, and that's what sets it apart from most other mouthwashes on the market, because the ADA doesn't grant certification based on marketing, but on clinical evidence of its ability to control plaque and gingivitis. Its 4 natural essential oils, thymol, eucalyptol, menthol, and methyl salicylate, kill 99.9% of bacteria in just 30 seconds and provide long-lasting fresh breath. A combo of 2 bottles totaling 100.1.4 fluid ounces at $12.49 after a $3.50 discount from $15.99 is enough for the whole family to use for months. And it's the kind of product you'll use more regularly when you have it at home than buying smaller bottles and then restocking when it runs out. Before you crank the AC to the max after coming in from the heat, grab this hidden gem at Costco and put it next to your bed for a cool night's sleep. 19. OmniBreeze 38-inch Tower Fan. Summer electricity bills skyrocket because the AC has to cool the whole house. This tower fan is a practical solution. Its 600 cubic feet per minute airflow covers 200 square feet, which is enough to cool a bedroom or office without running the central HVAC system. It is currently $29.99, down $10 from $39.99. It features Wi-Fi connectivity for control via an app, Alexa, or Google Home. It also has an internal temperature sensor that automatically adjusts fan speed and a night mode that silences beeps. With over 1,800 4.4-star reviews on the Costco website, it is unbeatable at this price point. 20. Kevin's Cilantro Lime Chicken. With 160 calories, 20 grams of protein, and only 3 grams of carbs per 5-ounce serving, the keto and paleo communities are all over this $5 coupon. It is rare to find a prepared meal with such clean macros that actually tastes good. The chicken is cooked sous vide to stay tender and juicy, and the sauce uses real cilantro and lime juice without artificial flavors. Down from $14.99 to $9.99, this 32-ounce pack provides nearly a kilogram of fully cooked chicken. You can have dinner for 2 or 3 people ready in just 5 minutes. This is why it's always a top seller when it goes on sale. 21. Barilla Pasta Variety Pack. Barilla pasta is made from 100% durum semolina wheat, which helps it hold its shape and reach a perfect al dente texture. This 7-pound variety pack is $7.99 after a $2 discount from $9.99. That means the starch for a family meal costs less than $1. The variety pack includes different shapes to match different sauces, penne for thick sauces and spaghetti for lighter ones. Its long shelf life makes it an ideal pantry staple. 22. Amalu Aged White Cheddar Chicken Burgers. Amy Lou solves the worry of time-consuming BBQ preparation with patties that are flame-grilled before packaging, retaining their signature smoky flavor. Simply place them on the grill for a few minutes to heat and melt the cheese. Organic, antibiotic-free chicken, combined with aged white cheddar cheese and caramelized onions, creates a superior, rich flavor. Each patty contains 19 grams of protein and only 1 gram of added sugar, ideal for those on a diet. Reduced by $4 from $14.99 to $10.99, this is an excellent deal for such high-quality ingredients. If you want the sweetness of chocolate without a massive sugar crash, this nut-filled snack is exactly what you need. 23. Kind Bars Variety Pack. At gas stations or convenience stores, a single Kind bar can cost $2 to $2.50. This 22-bar box is $12.99 after a $4.50 discount from $17.49, making it about 40% cheaper than buying individually. This price gap is why Costco limits members to 5 boxes. Small shop owners often try to buy them in bulk to resell. The box includes 3 flavors: dark chocolate nuts and sea salt, peanut butter dark chocolate, and caramel almond and sea salt. The main ingredients are whole nuts with a low glycemic index providing steady energy. They are perfect for work, the car, or hiking. 24. 32 Degrees Men's Cool Tea. The cooling fabric from 32 degrees pulls heat away from the body, providing instant relief even in 95-degree weather. The fabric features 4-way stretch and is naturally wrinkle-resistant, so the shirts look neat all day without ironing. A 3-pack is $9.99 after a $3 discount from $12.99, which is just over $3 per shirt. Additionally, Costco is currently running a Buy More, Save More promotion on apparel. Buy 5 items and save an extra $20, or buy 10 items and save $50. If you use this tip, the actual price per shirt drops well below $3. 25. Mohawk All-Purpose Rubber Floor Mat. Garage concrete floors or home gym wood floors get scratched and cracked over time from the constant pressure of weights or equipment, and this half-inch rubber mat absorbs that impact in a way that thinner fabric or foam mats can't. Made from 100% recycled U.S. tire rubber, its durability is virtually limitless. It won't crumble or crack under heavy pressure, and it withstands all weather conditions. Priced at $15.99 after a $3 discount from $18.99, about 1/3 the price at sporting goods showrooms, this mat is shared by the DIY home improvement community as the cheapest way to build a home gym without hiring professional floor installers. 26. Green Pan 5-quart stainless steel sauté pan. The trend of abandoning Teflon-coated non-stick pans on TikTok Kitchen isn't a fleeting hype. It's based on scientific evidence that the coating degrades at high temperatures and releases toxic compounds. This is why stainless steel pan sales at Costco have surged recently. The Green Pan addresses this need with its professional 3-layer construction. A pure aluminum core sandwiched between 2 stainless steel layers ensures even heat distribution across the surface without creating localized hotspots that can cause burning. From $34.99 down to $24.99 after a $10 discount, the 5-quart high-sided pan is wide enough to flip large quantities of food and is oven-safe, complete with a tempered glass lid with a vent. These last 3 products, while maintaining their original price, are must-have cooling treats for this month's BBQ parties. 27. Jonga Sliced Napa Cabbage Kimchi. Kimchi is sweeping through American Costco shopping carts thanks to medical research on gut health. The product is traditionally fermented without heat pasteurization to preserve the active lactic acid bacteria, a stark contrast to industrially produced kimchi, which destroys these beneficial bacteria. At a stable price of $8.99, even without this month's sale, it's still a great deal for the quality probiotics you get compared to the expensive kimchi jars at supermarkets. 28. Azuma Gourmet Seaweed Salad. Opening the box immediately releases the aroma of toasted sesame oil, and when you pick up a piece of seaweed seasoned with a sweet, sour, and slightly salty dressing, the crunchy texture explodes in your mouth in a way that ordinary salads don't. This is a ready-to-eat snack that requires no preparation, and the 1.75-pound container at $10.99 is significantly cheaper per weight compared to smaller jars at supermarkets. The high iodine content in seaweed supports thyroid function, and it's very low in calories and has almost 0 carbohydrates, making it suitable for most diets. It's popular as an appetizer, a topping for poke bowls, or mixed with sliced cucumbers. 29. President Feta Cheese. Whole blocks of feta cheese can dry out and require a lot of cutting. President Feta pre-shredded cheese solves all the problems. Simply open the lid, sprinkle directly for 2 seconds, and seal tightly to maintain freshness. The characteristic salty taste combined with the tangy acidity of feta adds a touch of flavor to Greek salads, scrambled eggs, or baked goods without needing additional seasoning. The 24-ounce box, priced at a steady $7.39, is a worthwhile option even without a sale this month, thanks to the consistent quality and flavor from the renowned President brand. Today's sale only lasts for a few more days, and some products have limited purchase quantities. If you see anything on this list that matches your needs, now is the time to act, not to bookmark and forget.
Costco has just dropped a massive lineup of hot new summer products to celebrate the 4th of July and the back-to-school season. Today, we are seeing some incredible Beat the Heat essentials. Let's dive into these trending items. You might want to grab them fast before they sell out. You'd be awesome if you like this video. 1. Frosty Peach and Mango 3D Fruit Ice Cream. This box contains 6 bars, 3 peach and 3 mango. Each one is 3D-shaped to look exactly like real fruit, featuring a thin white chocolate shell and a smooth sorbet center. What caught my attention wasn't just the design, but also the price. At specialty grocery stores, you would pay nearly double, and they are usually sold individually. At just $10.99 for 6, these are the kind of treats you bring to a pool party, where people ask where you bought them before they even finish the first one. 2. Twice-baked pistachio croissants. This is a 6-pack from the bakery section. Because they are twice-baked, the crust is truly crispy, not just hard or dry. They are filled with thick pistachio cream and topped with crushed nuts and powdered sugar. I know $9.99 for 6 might not sound like a crazy deal, but for this quality at a real bakery, you'd pay $4 to $6 for a single croissant. That breaks down to $1.66 each here. If you know what a proper pistachio croissant tastes like, you know that price is unheard of. 3. Skittles Gummies Variety Pack. 3 flavors, 9 large packs evenly divided into original, wild berry, and sour Skittles. I don't have anything complicated to say about this product, as it's a familiar consumer item that doesn't require in-depth analysis. The only thing worth mentioning is that at $1.88, a large pack with 3 diverse flavors, it's perfect for a summer birthday party or a long road trip. If you have young children or need a large quantity of snacks for an event, this is a price you don't need to think twice about. The next item is the reason I stopped buying ice cream sandwiches elsewhere, and it comes from a brand you haven't seen at Costco before. 4. Nightingale Chomp Size Brookie Dough. Brownie on top, chocolate chip cookie on the bottom, cookie dough ice cream in between, and that whole structure condensed into a mini size. I like the mini size not for calorie control reasons, but because it's more practical. You grab one, eat it, and aren't haunted by the other half box staring at you from the freezer. 12 for $14.99, or $1.25 each, compared to a regular ice cream sandwich at the grocery store for $1.50 to $2 each and just a simple single layer. 5. Yasso Frozen Greek Yogurt Cups Variety Pack. These are 80 calories per cup with 4 grams of protein. The pack features vanilla caramel and fudge tip flavors. When you break it down, each cup is less than $1. Buying Yasso individually elsewhere usually costs $1.50 to $2. This isn't diet ice cream in the sense that you sacrifice flavor. Yasso's frozen Greek yogurt has a denser texture, closer to gelato, and the fudge chip is surprisingly rich. 6. Kirkland Signature Ready-to-Heat Smoked Pork Ribs. These are Kirkland dry-rubbed, natural wood smoked, and fully cooked at the deli. You just take them home, put them in the oven or air fryer for 15 minutes, brush on some barbecue sauce, and you're done. I know some will say making ribs from scratch is better, and that's true. But you don't always have 3 hours to stand by the grill at 7 p.m. on a Saturday when guests are already in the yard. These ribs are so well cooked that the meat actually falls off the bone, but it stays firm rather than getting mushy. At first glance, this might look ordinary, but why are foodies clearing these off the shelves this week? 7. Kinder's Organic BBQ Sauce. The total price of $36.99 might make you hesitate for a second, but that's the price per bottle. 2 large bottles cost $18.50 each, while the same gold label sauce sold individually at specialty grocery stores ranges from $22 to $25. The blend of traditional barbecue, sweet and spicy honey, and garlic provides enough layers to marinate, spread, or dip without being one-dimensional. If you're cooking for a large summer party, 2 bottles will be more than enough. 8. Kinder's Seasoning Variety Pack, 16 count. This set features 16 mini jars of the brand's most famous flavors, including cowboy butter, carne asada, and red jalapeno garlic. I'll be honest, $49.99 is a decent amount of money. If you already have a few full-size Kinder's bottles you love, you might not need this. However, if you are looking for a Father's Day gift for someone who loves outdoor grilling, this has great packaging and high-quality contents. It allows you to try 16 flavors before committing to a large bottle. 9. Kirkland Signature Snacking Nuts Variety Pack. This includes 30 individual bags, 10 peanut, 10 almond, and 10 cashew. Each bag is the perfect pocket size. At the lowest price of $21.99, it's 73 cents per bag. At the highest price of $26.99, it's 90 cents per bag. I am mentioning both because Kirkland prices vary by region, and you deserve to know exactly what you are paying. The best part isn't just the price, but the packaging. Individual bags mean you don't have to worry about the nuts going stale, and they are easy to grab for work, hiking, or school lunches. Forget those overly sweet energy bars. Gym-goers just discovered the ultimate protein hack in the Costco dry goods aisle. 10. Anthem Beef Sticks. You get 12 sticks made from 100% organic grass-fed beef with no sugar and no artificial preservatives. I won't name names, but if you read the ingredients on the most popular beef stick brands, you'll see these are in a different league. At $18.99 for 12, it's $1.58 per stick. Finding a grass-fed, no-sugar beef stick for under $2 is very difficult outside of Costco. The keto and carnivore communities buy these religiously because they meet all their dietary criteria. 11. Gatorade Liberty Variety Pack. 28 bottles, divided into 3 colors representing the American flag, consist of 12 fruit punch bottles, 8 glacier cherry bottles, and 8 cool blue bottles. The most important number here is 68 cents per bottle, and at that price, nothing on the sports drink shelf can compete in terms of price per unit. The 4th of July themed packaging makes this case sell quickly before the holiday, but its real value lies in the fact that you're buying a large supply of electrolytes sufficient for an entire season of outdoor activities without having to think twice. 12. Yerba Madre Organic Yerba Mate Variety Pack. If you drink afternoon coffee just to stay awake, but then struggle to sleep at night, try this. Yerba mate absorbs caffeine more slowly due to the natural theobromine in the leaves, so you don't get the jitters or a sudden energy crash. This 12-can pack includes berry lemonade, peach revival, and Bravo mango. Each can has 150 milligrams of plant-based caffeine and 0 sugar. At $28.99 for 12, it's $2.42 a can. It's not the cheapest drink, but it's very reasonable for a certified organic product. Stop messing around with messy protein shakers and morning coffee cups. This mystery can will give you an incredible energy boost while fueling your muscles with protein in one go. 13. Slate Milk Mocha Latte High Protein Coffee. I want you to do a quick calculation before reading further. If you buy coffee outside every morning and drink a separate protein shake, that total cost easily reaches $6 to $8 a day. Slate solves both in one can. With 14 grams of protein and 125 milligrams of caffeine, it is lactose-free, and the mocha flavor isn't overly sweet or have that artificial protein powder taste like some similar products. 16 cans at $22.99, or $1.44 per can, and in that context, the number speaks for itself. 14. Monster Energy Ultra Red, White, and Blue Raz Variety Pack. I'll give you the verdict first. At $36.99 for 18 cans, it's $2.05 per can. This isn't a massive discount compared to buying them individually elsewhere. The only thing Costco offers here is the bulk quantity and the limited edition holiday packaging. If you already drink Monster Ultra and want to stock up for the 4th of July, go for it. But if you're only buying it because the can looks cool, you might want to spend your money elsewhere on this list. 15. Peugeot Ceramic Pizza Stone. Peugeot is a French luxury brand you usually see on high-end pepper grinders in restaurants, not on a Costco shelf. That alone is a reason to take a look. This stone solves a specific problem: pizza crusts getting soggy in home ovens because the heat isn't even. This thick glazed ceramic absorbs heat and radiates it like a real brick oven. It is heat resistant up to 750 degrees Fahrenheit and keeps pizza warm for 30 minutes after it comes out. At $64.99, you won't find this quality anywhere else. This isn't a permanent item, so check your local inventory. Why spend thousands on a resort when the next Costco item can turn your pool into a 5-star paradise? 16. Big Joe Kona Noodle Sling Chair. A $4 discount brings this mesh lounge chair down to $17.99. And what sets it apart from most similarly priced swimwear is its foam core instead of air. Nothing to deflate, nothing to puncture, and no 10 minutes of pumping before landing in the pool. I don't have much to analyze at this price point, because $17.99 for a mesh lounge chair that can be used for many summers speaks for itself. 17. Spire 550X6 Burner Gas Grill. This all-stainless steel 6-burner gas stove is now $389.99 after Costco gave it a $100 discount from its original price of $489.99. And the timing of this deal is what's noteworthy. This is precisely peak barbecue season when most other places are raising prices, not lowering them. Yet the $100 off comes right before the holidays. 6 burners allow you to maintain different heat zones simultaneously, something anyone who frequently cooks for large groups will understand why. 18. CalPack Every Luggage Bundle. CalPack typically sells a single-size cabin suitcase for $130 to $160 on their website. Here, you're looking at a complete set, including a cabin suitcase, checked baggage, and accessory bag for $149.99 after a $30 discount from the original price of $179.99. It features a scratch-resistant hard shell, 360-degree rotating wheels, and a coordinated design throughout the set. If you're looking to upgrade your luggage before your summer trip and CalPack is your target brand, buying each item separately elsewhere would never get you this price. Want to save thousands on dental cleanings and crowns? Grab this dental powerhouse while it's at a record low price. 19. Philips Sonicare Advanced Clean. There's a technical detail in this version I want to mention before discussing the price. The issue with the brush head magnet assembly, which often came up with complaints about loose and rattling noises in older Sonicare models, has been fixed here, and Costco didn't explicitly advertise it on the shelves. This set of 2 bodies is currently $69.99 after a $30 discount from the original price of $99.99, which is over $34 more per unit for Philips. 20. Luis Grapegui Muga Rioja Crianza. At $10.69 a bottle, after an $8 discount from the original price of $18.69 and a 42% reduction, it's easy to see why wine connoisseurs are buying in cases rather than individually. Tempranillo from Rioja, Spain, highly rated by wine enthusiasts, is smooth and less tannic than most red wines in its price range, with notes of raspberry and light oak. It pairs well with grilled burgers, steaks, or beef tacos, that is, anything you're preparing with Kirkland ribs and Kinder sauce mentioned earlier. 21. Health-Ade Kombucha Variety Pack. The $1.79 per bottle price tag is something I want you to keep in mind before reading further, as the same Health-Ade bottle would cost between $4.50 and $5.50 at other organic grocery stores. 6 16-ounce glass bottles in 3 flavors: Pink Lady Apple, Mango Lemonade, and Passion Fruit Tangerine, rich in naturally occurring probiotics from fermentation and USDA organic certified. This case is currently discounted by $4, from $14.77 to $10.77, giving you plenty of time to try a case before deciding to buy more. Any thief trying to sneak into your garage will regret it when they run into this power couple. 22. Wise Floodlight Pro 2K security camera with Cam V4. Let's be direct about the discount. $5 off $99.99 is only 5%, which isn't very exciting. However, the value is in the package itself for $94.99. You get a 2.5K floodlight camera that is IP65 waterproof, an additional standalone V4 camera, AI motion detection for people and pets, and 6 months of cloud storage. If you bought these separately, you would pay about 40% more. Ignore the $5 discount and look at the total kit value. 23. MSI Gaming Desktop. Before you get too excited about the $200 discount, do the math. That's 7.7% off the total price, and not a particularly high number in the PC industry. But this isn't an item you're buying for the discount. You're buying it because Costco is one of the few places selling high-performance machines like this with a return and warranty policy that other retailers don't offer. A Ryzen 9 or the latest Core i9, 32 gigabytes of RAM, a 2 terabyte SSD, next-generation RTX, and Wi-Fi 7. Enough to smoothly run all current 4K games and not need an upgrade for the next few years. 24. Costco 5-gallon heavy-duty buckets. Drill a small 1/8-inch hole in the bottom of the bucket, place it behind the base of a tree in the garden, fill it with water, and let it slowly drip for about 25 minutes. The water seeps directly into the roots instead of running across the surface, and you don't need to stand holding a hose every day. That's how gardeners are using these 3 HDPE buckets to save hundreds of dollars worth of garden plants through the hot summer. And the whole solution cost $4.99 for the set of 3, after a $4 discount from $8.99 or $1.66 each. This product lets you see through every corner of your home. It's sleek, high quality, and currently at a great price. 25. Clearly 6-piece organizer set. What I love most about this set isn't the price, but the fact that you don't need to buy separate trays for each area of the house. The same set of 6 multi-sized clear plastic trays goes from the refrigerator to the desk drawer, from the bathroom vanity to the garage, and looks perfectly in place. They're made of durable, BPA-free plastic, are stackable, and allow you to see right through without opening them. They cost $12.99 after a $4 discount from $16.99 for all 6, and buying similar trays individually elsewhere would easily cost $4 to $6 each. 26. Ninja Crispy 5-in-1 Portable Glass Air Fry Cooking System. Check your current air fryer at home for a Teflon nonstick coating. If it has one, you might want to replace it with this. The Ninja Crispy uses heat-resistant glass containers instead of chemical coatings, meaning no nonstick layers will flake into your food. Practically, you can cook your meal and then just put the plastic lid on and slide it straight into the fridge. No extra containers to wash. The system includes a 1,500-watt power pod and 3 glass containers for $129.99 after a $30 discount. 27. Wuzu 360-degree pedestal fan. The energy-efficient DC motor rotates fully up, down, left, and right simultaneously, offers 12 speed settings, comes with a remote control, and operates almost silently. But what's more remarkable than those features is how it actually reduces your electricity bill. Place this fan in an air-conditioned room, and its vortex airflow distributes cool air evenly throughout the room in minutes, meaning the air conditioner doesn't need to run continuously to achieve the same perceived temperature. Similar recirculating fans in other stores sell for $120 to $130, and $79.99 at Costco is why this item sells out quickly every summer. This mosquito repellent is odorless, smoke-free, and chemical-free on your skin. It is a lifesaver for families this summer. 28. Thermacell E95 Mosquito Repellent. This device has a lithium battery that runs for 13 hours and creates a 20-foot protection zone. There is no smell, no smoke, and you don't have to spray chemicals on your skin. The price is $44.99 after a $5 discount. Again, the $5 savings isn't the main reason to buy it. The reason is that an evening on the patio with a Thermacell is completely different from an evening spent slapping mosquitoes. It's small, like a mini speaker, and comes with 72 hours of repellent refills. 29. Puma Challenger Backpack. This is a rare item where the warehouse price is significantly lower than the official online price, $29.99 compared to $39.99, meaning you save $10 just by buying it in person. It features thick canvas, padded shoulder straps with chest support, reflective details, and a separate laptop compartment. The Puma Challenger 2 is designed to withstand the daily use of high school and college students. Throw it on the floor, stuff it with books, and drag it through school gates. And its fabric and zippers will last for years. Mid-month is when parents start buying back-to-school supplies, and the Puma shelves at Costco are often empty before many realize back-to-school season is almost here. 30. Jolly Pets soccer balls. These two 8-inch balls are made from specially manufactured flexible plastic, and what sets them apart from ordinary ball toys is their true puncture-proof design. Dogs can bite through them with their teeth, but the balls will self-recover their shape instead of deflating. If you own a large dog with strong jaws like a golden retriever, German shepherd, or pit bull, you know how expensive the cycle of buying new balls every few weeks can be. At $18.99 for 2 balls, that cycle ends, and the balls also float on water, making them suitable for use in the pool. Shopping at Costco in the summer can be overwhelming and drain your wallet. My secret is to take a picture of today's 6 heavily discounted items, check the refrigerated section first, and then head to the home goods section. Don't buy impulsively. Buy only what you need to save as much as possible. You are standing in front of the Costco bakery section, looking at dozens of cake and pastry varieties. But you don't know which one is genuinely delicious or which one just looks pretty, right? I have tried them all, and today I'm going to point them out for you. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 7 items worth buying. 1. Banana cream pie. If you grew up in America, you definitely have a memory associated with banana cream pie. It might be a slice your grandmother made for a summer party, or a slice at a familiar family diner you frequented during your childhood, which you then grew up trying to find again, only to realize that nowhere gave you that exact correct flavor anymore. What makes me place this item on today's list is that Costco's version hits that nostalgic flavor spot perfectly while costing only $18.99 for a massive pie big enough for an entire party table. The bananas inside are actual fresh bananas, not bruised or mushy like those cheap versions outside. When you bite into it, you can still feel the natural sweetness and the soft, supple texture of a fruit ripened just right. The smooth vanilla custard layer spread on top blends with the bananas to create a rich, lightly sweet flavor that is not overwhelming at all. And the buttery graham cracker crust is crispy and fragrant. Even if you leave it in the fridge for several days, it retains its structure instead of turning soft, soggy, and watery like many other pies usually do. In southern states, this item constantly sells out because Southerners have a long-standing tradition of eating banana cream pie in the summer. Once they discovered that Costco's version tastes just as good as, or even better than, those decades-old traditional bakeries at a fraction of the cost, they naturally hoarded them very quickly. With Memorial Day just passed and the 4th of July right around the corner, the long summer ahead is packed with outdoor grilling occasions. And you will need a dessert that you do not have to make yourself, but will still make the entire table nod in satisfaction. This banana cream pie is your safest bet, because it taps into childhood nostalgia for many people, while being delicious enough that no one will suspect you bought it at a supermarket. And at $12.99 for a size that serves a dozen people, I see no reason not to buy it. 2. Carrot cake. Carrot cake might sound ordinary, but Costco's version has one element that elevates it far above every carrot cake you have ever eaten elsewhere. The cream cheese frosting on top has a slight tang that balances out the sweetness of the cake perfectly. Many places make carrot cake overly sweet because the frosting is packed with sugar, causing your palate to give up after a few bites, and the rest of the cake just sits in the fridge until you throw it away. But here, the clean tang of the cream cheese pulls it back, making you want to eat another slice after finishing one without feeling overwhelmed by richness. And that is the exact difference between a mediocre carrot cake and a carrot cake worth your money. The interior cake base is rich with cinnamon and nutmeg flavors, hitting the classic standard that anyone who grew up in America will recognize right from the first bite. The finely grated carrots lock in moisture exceptionally well, so the cake stays soft and velvety rather than dry and crumbly, preserving its texture identically even after sitting in the fridge for a few days. What I love about Costco is that whether you buy it in California, New York, or any other state across America, the quality is exactly the same, thanks to a strict quality control process from corporate headquarters. It is not hit or miss, with a different flavor at every store. like you often run into with small, independent bakeries outside. At $16.99 for a massive size, it is large enough to anchor a family birthday party or to bring to a potluck while still looking highly elegant on the party table. If anyone asks, you can just say you made it yourself, and no one will doubt you because the quality is on par with a high-end bakery, and I know many housewives have used this trick very successfully, as I am one of them. The next item is something that the Costco deal hunting crowd searches for every single summer, and it is so versatile that it works perfectly from morning to night. 3. Lemon Blueberry Loaf. If you asked me to buy only one item from the Costco bakery counter to eat every morning all summer, this would be my answer without hesitation. This lemon and blueberry cake uses real lemons, not artificial flavoring, so the sourness is naturally refreshing and not harsh or artificial like those lemon cakes you buy elsewhere that have that unpleasant chemical lemon taste. And the blueberries inside are juicy and fresh, not the shriveled ones you often find in store-bought cakes. When you bite into them, the juice bursts and blends with the refreshing lemon flavor, very invigorating. The cake base is moist and soft, with a high-quality bakery texture. What I appreciate most is its versatility. I don't see many cakes at Costco that are suitable for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or even supper without anyone complaining. Sliced and enjoyed with hot or iced coffee in the morning, it's delicious as a light afternoon snack that's not dry. Or perfect as a light, non-greasy dessert after dinner. No need to worry about choosing something else. Costco shoppers hunt for this item every summer because it sells out quickly, especially at busy stores where it's available in the morning but gone by afternoon. At $8.99 for a large loaf that lasts a week for breakfast, the lemon and blueberry flavor is incredibly refreshing in the summer. Light on the stomach and cool, perfect for starting your day without feeling heavy or greasy. If your nearest store has it in stock, grab it now. Don't hesitate, because if you come back at the end of the week, the shelf might be empty. 4. Creme Brulee Bar Cake. This is Costco's monster new addition to the bakery. And I'm not exaggerating, because it's been going viral on TikTok and Instagram since the beginning of the year. Anyone who films a video of this cake instantly becomes a trending topic, and the comments are overwhelming, with people asking, which store still has it? Costco has transformed the classic French creme brulee, which you'd normally pay $12 to $15 for a tiny portion in a restaurant and still crave more, into a whole loaf that the whole family can share for $19.99. The rich vanilla custard encases a super soft sponge cake base, but what sets it apart from everything else on the shelves is the caramelized sugar glaze on top. Even though it's a mass-produced supermarket item, when you tap the glaze with a fork, you hear that crisp, crackling sound just like a creme brulee in a French restaurant. I don't understand how they manage to keep that crispiness on a boxed cookie sitting on a supermarket shelf all day, but they do it. And that's why it's taking social media by storm and everyone wants to try it. Bring this cookie to a dinner party, place it on the table, tap it with a fork so guests can hear the crack, then cut it into slices. I guarantee everyone will be amazed and ask where you bought it. It transforms an ordinary dinner into a French restaurant experience at home for nothing more than $19.99. And when guests compliment it, just smile and accept it, because no one will believe it's from the supermarket. 5. Kirkland Signature Cheesecake. This cake has remained unrivaled at Costco's bakery counter for decades, and I believe many of you already know what I'm talking about. The gold standard of mass-produced cheesecakes, the one that, no matter how many new items Costco releases, remains the first thing people seek when they enter the bakery. What has kept this cake going for so long isn't its clever advertising or low price, but its meticulously crafted texture, something very few places can achieve on a mass production scale. It's dense yet fluffy, true to the traditional New York cheesecake flavor, and the finishing touch is the creamy yogurt frosting that many overlook, but it's what prevents the cake from crumbling when you cut it, and more importantly, provides a subtle tang that counteracts the richness, making you want more even after eating a lot. It has a 4.9 out of 5-star rating across all platforms, a number any product would dream of, as almost no one has ever complained about it. At $19.99, a similar cheesecake at a famous professional restaurant would cost 3 or 4 times as much, and might not even be better. That's why many families have switched to buying Costco cheesecakes for all occasions throughout the year instead of ordering from a bakery. But what I like most is that it's like a blank canvas that you can paint on however you want. It's delicious on its own, but if you want to be creative, you can add strawberry sauce, drizzle caramel, cover it with melted chocolate, or arrange seasonal fresh fruit. Each time, it's different and delicious in its own way. Birthdays, wedding anniversaries, and year-end parties. Each occasion has its own unique decoration, and the price remains $19.99, no matter how you customize it. The next item completely shocked me because Costco sold over 6 million units in just a single week. 6. Pumpkin pie. Over 6 million pieces are sold during Thanksgiving week alone each year, with many people lining up from 5 a.m. just to buy them. And the price remains unrivaled by any retailer in the US. Those numbers aren't made up, they're real, year after year. And once you understand why, you'll never pass up this pie again. At $6.99, you get a large pumpkin pie with a smooth custard filling infused with cloves, ginger, and cinnamon. Each slice is crisp and flawless, unlike the runny or crumbly fillings of cheaper pies you often find elsewhere. The pumpkin flavor is rich but not overpowering, the spices perfectly balanced between warm sweetness and fragrant aroma, and the custard texture melts like silk on your tongue without any powdery or grainy texture. And I have to tell you this because it's so true. Many families buy this pie, put it on a beautiful ceramic plate, and when guests ask, they say they made it themselves because it tastes so good that no one suspects it's store-bought. I know this because I've done it myself and have never been caught. The secret only came out when I confessed in this video. The price has increased slightly from the old $5.99 to $6.99, but it still maintains its legendary price. And with this quality, $6.99 is still ridiculously cheap compared to any pumpkin pie you can find on the market. This is a must-have for Thanksgiving and Christmas parties. Without it, the party isn't complete. If you haven't tried it yet, now is the time to start, because once you've tasted it, you'll come back for more every year. 7. Tuxedo Mousse Cake. This cake is the reason many people no longer order birthday or anniversary cakes from professional bakeries. And once you understand what they get for $19.99, you won't want to go back. Rich dark chocolate mousse, then creamy white chocolate mousse, and hidden inside are moist, dense brownie chunks. 3 layers interwoven to create an experience you'd normally only get sitting in a fancy restaurant, paying $15 to $20 for a small slice. A prestigious food magazine ranked it among the best cakes of all time at Costco. And when you cut the first slice and see the 3 layers of dark and white mousse interspersed with brownie, you'll understand why it's held that position for so many years, without anyone being able to dethrone it. What I love most is that despite its luxurious appearance, the flavor isn't heavy at all. The dark mousse is rich but not bitter. The white mousse is creamy but not cloying. And the moist, dense brownie creates a textured contrast between the 2 smooth mousse layers, making each bite a surprise. Many people buy this $19.99 cake instead of a custom-made $50 to $60 cake from a bakery. And guests can't tell the difference. And I'm not exaggerating. It happens frequently at many family gatherings across the country. For wedding anniversaries, Valentine's Day, or dinners with your boss or business partners, bringing a tuxedo mousse cake is both elegant and shows you have good taste. It costs only a third of what you'd pay at a bakery, but the quality is just as good. The 4 items worth buying are covered. Now, let's move on to the part that many people wish they had heard before pulling out their wallets. Because not everything in the Costco bakery section is delicious. 4 items to skip. 1. Strawberry and cream bar cake. I knew this cake would fool many people because it looked undeniably beautiful on the outside, with its elegant alternating red and white layers, the kind that instantly garners hundreds of likes on Instagram. And I admit, when I first saw it, I almost threw it in my car because it looked so tempting. But I have to be frank, it's beautiful, but eating it is a completely different story. What I experienced was a very unpleasant clash of 2 flavors in my mouth. The cream topping had a distinctly artificial chemical taste and was so intensely sweet that my tongue went numb after a few bites, while the strawberry filling inside was aggressively sour and completely unbalanced. The 2 flavors didn't blend together, but constantly clashed in my mouth, alternating between intense sweetness and sourness, and the final feeling wasn't about taste, but regret for spending $16.99 on a cake that should have been admired from afar. On review groups, this cake received a flood of one-star reviews because it's a classic visual deception. It looks so beautiful, you believe it must be delicious. But reality completely betrays expectations. And what speaks volumes is that the repurchase rate is almost zero. Anyone who buys it once understands and will never return a second time, no matter how much the price is reduced. If you want to take beautiful photos, go ahead. But if you want to eat something delicious, just walk past this cake and don't even bother looking back. For $16.99, you could spend the money on a Kirkland cheesecake instead, and every slice would be delicious. 2. Variety Dessert Bar Tray. This tray is the clearest example of the saying, greed leads to ruin, at the Costco bakery counter. At $21.99, it's the most expensive in its price range, and you see brownies, brookies, a hybrid between brownies and cookies, and coconut macarons. You'd think buying a tray with multiple flavors was a good deal, but in reality, none of them were even remotely delicious. The brownies were dense and tasteless, as if they'd forgotten to add chocolate. The brookies were neither soft enough to be called brownies, nor crispy enough to be called cookies, leaving you unsure of what you were eating. The coconut macarons were so sweet, they made your tongue refuse to cooperate, and they had an unpleasant, stale, floury taste. It's below 3 out of 5 stars on the Costco app, and I think that's a very reasonable rating. If I were rating it myself, it would be even lower. But what makes me put this tray on my list of things to avoid is that it tricks so many people into buying it for office parties or large family gatherings, thinking that with so many options, everyone can find something they like. In reality, after every party, this tray is always the one with the most leftover slices on the table, because nobody wants a second slice, and the $21.99 you spend ultimately goes straight to the trash. Skip this tray and buy the Kirkland cheesecake for the same price of $19.99, and you'll save $2 and get a cake with not a single slice left over. There is a cake that Costco brought back to the bakery section with very high expectations, but the new recipe is being called a straight-up diabetes sentence by consumers, and I will explain why next. 3. Kirkland Signature Cinnamon Roll Pull-Aparts. Costco brought this cinnamon roll back to the bakery counter, hoping it would become a weekend breakfast craze for families. But what they received was a wave of backlash from consumers, and I completely understand why after trying it. The first problem is the butter oil. The bottom of the roll is soaked in a thick layer of butter oil that, when you flip the tray over, is completely soggy and greasy. The bread texture is no longer fluffy, but soggy and extremely greasy. Someone on TikTok filmed themselves microwaving the roll, and the grease oozed out all over the plate, creating an image that would make anyone trying to eat healthily want to run away. The second problem is even worse. The cream cheese icing topping is overdone, and combined with the brown sugar filling inside, it creates an intensely sweet taste that people on Reddit have called a diabetic sentence. After just 1 or 2 bites, your taste buds are completely numb from the sugar. And that's why, even though the tray has 12 rolls, most families nowadays only eat a maximum of 2 rolls and leave the rest in the refrigerator because no one can stand the cloying sweetness when reheated. And the third issue that disappointed me the most. This is a cinnamon roll, but the cinnamon flavor is almost non-existent. The cinnamon aroma, which should be the soul of the roll, is completely overwhelmed by the sweetness of the sugar and the richness of the oil, failing to retain the subtle warmth that a traditional cinnamon roll should have. Reddit is flooded with comments like, "too greasy," "sugar bomb," and "deep disappointment." And I agree with every single one. At $8.49, it sounds cheap for a tray of 12 rolls, but if you only eat 2 and throw the rest away, you're actually paying $4.25 per roll for a greasy, overly sweet pastry that lacks cinnamon flavor. And that's not a good deal. It's a waste. 4. Gilla Swedish Spring Cookies. And here's the cookie that topped the Costco bakery counter ranking on Reddit. And when I tried it, I immediately understood why it deserved that spot without anyone bothering to argue. You open the box and see many different shapes, quite eye-catching, with flowers, leaves, and all sorts of pretty designs. And you think each shape would have a different flavor, like those high-end cookie boxes you often receive as gifts during the holidays. But no, they all have the same single flavor. Absolutely no flavor at all. I'm not exaggerating. Biting into this cookie feels like chewing on a piece of cardboard sprinkled with a little powdered sugar for show. Dry and hard, and it feels like the cookies have been sitting in storage for ages before being put on the shelf, not freshly baked. You try a second bite, hoping the different shape will offer a different flavor. But then you realize you're fooling yourself, because every piece is exactly the same, with the same dry, crumbly texture, and a flavor so bland that calling it tasteless would be an understatement. Professional reviewers on major food sites also shook their heads in dismay at its lack of freshness. And on Reddit, whenever someone asks, "What's the worst item at Costco bakery?" this cake is the first one that comes to mind. A natural reflex that the community has long agreed upon. At $7.99 for a large box, its only purpose is to serve as a decorative prop on a tea party table, because no one wants to eat the whole box after just one bite. If you see it on the shelf, just admire it for a bit and move on. You could spend that $7.99 on a Kirkland cheesecake and be 10 times happier. The Costco bakery section features over a dozen pastry varieties, but not every single one is worth your hard-earned money. And from today on, you do not need to guess blindly anymore. 4 items worth buying, 4 items to duck, and a single rule to tell them apart. Next time you visit Costco, you will walk straight to the exact pastry you need without having to stand hesitating in front of the shelf.
This month, Costco is rolling out a massive wave of deals all at once. The problem is, only about half of them are actually worth your money. I spent the entire morning at the warehouse, separating the winners from the losers for you. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 1. Philips Sonicare. Expert. Clean 7,300. This is a once-a-year deal. Definitely worth upgrading from a manual toothbrush to an electric one. For $129.99 after a $40 discount at the warehouse, you get a set including 2 Expert Clean 7300 bodies, 3 premium brush heads, and 2 travel cases. That works out to about $65 per person for a device with real pressure sensitivity, automatically reducing speed to protect your gums, saving you a lot of money compared to a dentist visit. This deal is only available at Costco warehouses. Online prices will be higher because there is no instant savings. 2. Crest 3D White Advanced. 5 large tubes for a total of $13.49, or about $2.70 per tube, while the same formula at pharmacies sells for $5 to $7. If you're already a regular Crest user, that number speaks for itself and doesn't need any further explanation. There's just one thing I want to say straight. If you're using basic fluoride toothpaste and your dentist has never mentioned your tooth color, the $4.50 savings aren't a strong enough reason to change your routine. The whitening effect of the 3D white line is real, but takes time to show results, and this product is best suited for repeat users looking to stock up, not for first-time buyers looking for a bargain. 3. Dove Deep Moisture. 3 24-ounce bottles for $13.49 is about $4.50 per bottle, compared to $7 to $8 individually. The sulfate-free formula in the Deep Moisture line feels noticeably different from regular body wash. And if you swim or sunbathe a lot in the summer, you'll immediately notice the difference on your skin after chlorine or sea exposure. I wouldn't recommend stocking up because the savings per bottle aren't significant enough to warrant urgency. This is a good deal for those running low, but if you already have 3 bottles at home, this deal will come back next time. No matter how stubborn the yellow stains or grease marks are, just throw one of these little tablets on them, and they'll disappear completely after one wash. 4. Tide Pods Ultra OXI. This is where the per-unit math starts doing the talking. At $23.99 for 104 pods, you are paying 23 cents per load. I just checked the same Ultra Oxi formula in a 25-count container at a major pharmacy chain, and it was $14.99, or 60 cents per load. You are paying more than double for the same amount of detergent just because of smaller packaging. That is what happens every week if you don't buy in bulk. The Oxi version is worth the extra money over the standard version because it includes oxygen booster technology. It effectively handles tough stains on gym clothes, kitchen linens, or kids' sports uniforms without needing a second wash. At 23 cents a load, there is no reason to choose the basic version while this is at this price point. 5. Downy Unstoppables In-Wash Scent Booster. This product has a very loyal fan base, and I understand why. Downy Unstoppables scent beads keep fragrance on fabric much longer than traditional liquid softeners. For those who consider scent a vital part of their laundry routine, the $14.99 combo pack is a fair price for the volume you get. One thing to keep in mind: the 12 weeks of freshness claim on the packaging is based on small loads and thin fabrics. In reality, with full family loads and thicker fabrics, it usually lasts about 6 to 8 weeks. It's still good, but you should know that upfront so you aren't disappointed. If you're a regular user, buy it. If you're just curious to try it, this is a good entry-level price. 6. Kirkland Signature Bath Tissue. Kirkland 2-ply toilet paper has quietly competed with premium brands for years, and at $18.99 for 30 large rolls, you're paying about 63 cents per roll for a product that performs better than or on par with retail brands charging $1.20 to $1.50 per roll outside. The $3 member discount only lasts this week, and since it doesn't expire, it's well worth stocking up on. One detail worth knowing for long-time Kirkland buyers: the brand occasionally adjusts the number of sheets per roll without changing the pack size. If you feel your rolls are running out faster than usual, that might be the reason. This doesn't change the value at $18.99, but it's better to know. Every time there's a spill or grease splatter in the house, I go crazy with the mess until I find my savior that I picked up from Costco this week. 7. Bounty Advanced Paper Towels. Bounty Advanced is not just any Bounty, and that difference is more important than the name suggests. The cross-weave structure of the advanced version allows you to wring out and reuse the paper multiple times in a single cleaning session. Not endlessly, but enough to significantly reduce the actual cost per use compared to regular disposable paper. For greasy kitchens, hands after handling meat and fish, or spills on the dining table, this is the version you'll want. At $20.49 for 12 double plus rolls after a $4.50 discount, the price is competitive with most comparable brands in the same segment. 8. Kirkland Signature Flex Houghton Trash Bags. 213-gallon drawstring trash bags with flex puncture-resistant technology for $16.99 total come out to 8 cents per bag. A major retail brand sells a 45-count box for about $12, which is 27 cents per bag. When you look at that threefold price difference, it doesn't require any further explanation. The flex technology in these bags actually delivers on its promise. The bag stretches instead of tearing when you stuff it with chicken bones or sharp-edged tin cans. This is the kind of material you only truly appreciate when a cheap bag rips halfway to the curb and you have to clean the kitchen floor all over again. 9. Traeger Redland Wood Pellet Grill. I wouldn't say this is a cheap deal because $799 isn't a lot of money anyone spends on a typical grocery shopping trip, and I think you deserve to hear that, frankly. But if you're already a fan of Traeger grills, the Redland version at Costco is the best deal right now. This is a Costco exclusive, and it includes a fold-down front rack and side racks, two items that would cost an extra $60 to $80 if purchased separately. The 650-square-inch grilling area fits a large brisket, and it comes with Wi-Fi to control the temperature via your phone, saving you the hassle of constantly monitoring the grill for 8 hours. Plus, buying an outdoor chair or cooler will save you an additional $100 to $200, making it well worth the whole package. With the weather this month being so hot, if you go out without this, your body will immediately send out a red alert. 10. Thermo Flask Water Bottle. This is the simplest deal in today's haul, and I won't use more words than necessary. You get 2 double-wall vacuum-insulated stainless steel bottles that keep drinks cold for 24 hours and hot for 12 hours for $14.99 for the set. That's just $7.50 per bottle. This line is often compared directly to Stanley in terms of thermal performance, but at a fraction of the price. Costco just updated to a neon and pastel color set for the summer, so this is fresh stock, not last season's leftovers. After the $5 instant savings, $14.99 for 2 premium bottles is a no-brainer. If you need a bottle for the gym or for your kids to take to school, now is the time to put it in your cart. 11. Wonderful Salted Roasted Pistachios. I don't have anything complicated to say here. You get nearly 3 pounds of California-grown pistachios, naturally roasted and lightly seasoned with sea salt. The original price of $18.99 is down to $14.99 after a $4 discount. If you put this bag out during a weekend game, it's guaranteed to be gone before the final whistle. Regular grocery stores charge nearly double for half the amount, which is the only reason you need to grab this when you pass by. 12. Neutrogena Ultra Sheer SPF 70. One thing I want to state up front. This $5 instant savings is a summer price and will end after the summer months. The set includes 2 large spray bottles and a tube of SPF 70 face cream, reduced from the original price of $19.99 to $14.99 for the whole set. The reason the Ultra Sheer line outsells most sunscreens in its segment isn't because of the SPF 70 on the packaging, but because the dry touch formula truly absorbs quickly, leaves no greasy residue after application, and is water-resistant for up to 80 minutes. Dermatologists recommend SPF 70 for extended outdoor activity, and $14.99 for the whole set is the price you paid $19.99 last summer. Instead of drinking sugary sodas to cool down, just drop one of these into a glass of water to give your body an all-day shield. 13. Emergen-C Vitamin C. A 30-count box of this same formula at a large pharmacy costs $15.99 or 53 cents per packet. The 90-count box here is originally $28.99, but after a $6 discount, it's $22.99 or 25 cents per packet. You are paying more than double for the same 1,000 milligram dose of vitamin C just because you're buying a smaller box elsewhere. That adds up every month if you take it regularly. The body loses more nutrients during high-activity summer days, and the orange-flavored Emergen-C mix is much easier to drink than most other effervescent supplements on the market. 14. ProKeeper Fresh Produce Keeper Set. This is a rare case where the price at the warehouse and the price on Costco's own website differ by $7. The reason is simple. This set isn't eligible for online promotions, so going to the warehouse is the only way to pay $19.99 instead of $26.99. Costco also upgraded this from a 3-piece to a 4-piece set this year without changing the $19.99 price, meaning you're getting an extra container compared to the old version. Strawberries and blueberries kept in a ProKeeper with its vented airflow system stay fresh twice as long as they do in a zip-top bag. You'll see the proof yourself after the first use. 15. Miracle Grow Organic Choice Potting Mix. This month is peak gardening season, and Costco has these 50-quart bags stacked in huge piles right at the entrance because they know people will be grabbing them by the flatbed. The OMRI certification for organic use means you can grow vegetables to eat directly without worrying about chemical additives in the soil. The inclusion of coconut coir and yucca helps the soil drain well while still retaining enough moisture for those hot, sunny weeks. At $14.99 to $15.99 depending on your state, this is a great deal to pick up a couple of bags if your balcony or garden needs fresh soil. It looks compact, but the entire piece is crafted and imported as a solid unit from Italy. Its value only increases over time. 16. 14-karat yellow gold Rolo Link Necklace. Most people don't think of jewelry when shopping at Costco, but this is the category with the clearest pricing logic in the entire warehouse if you know how to read it. Large jewelry store chains and malls mark up from 100% to 300% on the actual gold price, while Costco commits to a markup of no more than 14% on its jewelry category, a figure verified over the years by longtime buyers. A 14-karat gold chain imported from Italy with a Rolo diamond-cut link design and a secure lobster clasp 18 inches long is currently priced at $599.97. Put that number next to this year's actual gold price and a 14% markup, and you'll understand why this is a more worthwhile option than most other choices in the same segment, whether for yourself or as a holiday gift. 17. CyberPower PC Gamer Supreme. I'll state something many people don't. This isn't a special deal in terms of price. The entire RTX 50 series lineup, from $1,199.99 for the RTX 5060 to $1,899.99 for the RTX 5080, is the normal market price you'd find at most other electronics retailers. The only reason to consider buying here over elsewhere is the included 2-year concierge services warranty, which is not a separate charge. If you're buying for a child in school or someone who isn't tech-savvy, The included support service is valuable, but if you can handle everything yourself, there's no particular reason to prioritize buying here over other places at the same price point. 18. Hisense 65-inch U6 Series 4 QLED Google TV. I checked the price of this 65-inch Hisense U6 on 3 different platforms before writing this, and $399.99 is the lowest price I found for a comparable configuration this month. $100 less than the original price of $499.99. The mini LED backlight in the U6 series offers significantly higher contrast than conventional LED TVs in the same price range, and built-in Google TV means no separate streaming equipment is needed. If your current TV is more than 5 years old, $399.99 for a 65-inch mini LED 4K display is what you would have paid nearly $600 for 2 years ago. If there are mysterious stains in your house that have been there for years and won't go away, let this item from Costco handle it in a heartbeat. 19. Shark Stain Striker Carpet and Upholstery Cleaner. The Shark handheld fabric cleaner is down $30 to $99.99, and I want to put that number in context before you decide. The Shark Stain Striker uses dual solution blending technology to tackle stains on carpets, sofas, and car upholstery without needing to take your items out to the laundry. If you have pets or young children at home, you know exactly what kind of stains this machine is designed to tackle. What I want you to check before buying is to compare it to similar models from the same brand on other platforms, because sometimes $99.99 after the $30 discount isn't the lowest price in the product's history. But if you need it this summer and don't want to wait, this is an acceptable price. 20. Wuzoo Globe Fan with Remote Control. Down from $39.99 to $31.99 after an $8 discount this week. I love this fan for one specific reason. The head rotates both vertically and horizontally at the same time. Unlike standard tower fans that only oscillate side to side, this creates a wider airflow coverage in the room without having to move the device. It has a 25-meter reach and quiet operation, which are the 2 things users praise most. At $31.99 for a reliable oscillating fan with a remote, it's a solid value. 21. Frigidaire Countertop Ice Maker. Most people don't think they need a dedicated ice maker until they host a backyard BBQ and the fridge can't keep up with the demand. Down from $89.99 to $69.99 after a $20 discount, this machine makes ice in 6 minutes and produces up to 26 pounds per day. Its compact design fits right on the kitchen counter. Families with pools or those who host outdoor summer parties know exactly why this is always on the shopping list. It's hard to believe there's something at Costco that runs 2 completely different modes at once but finishes at exactly the same second. 22. Ninja Foodi 6-in-1 Dual Zone 10-quart Air Fryer. The price is down $40 from $179.99 to $139.99. I want to say this up front. This is one of the few times the Costco discount actually hits an all-time low for the 10-quart dual zone model. 2 independent cooking baskets with 2 separate temperature settings mean you can cook chicken and potatoes at the same time without having to stagger your start times. The 10-quart capacity is big enough for a large family. The Ninja Foodi Dual Zone gets thousands of 5-star reviews because it actually solves the problem of cooking multiple dishes at once, which single basket air fryers can't do. 23. Tommy Bahama Backpack Beach Chair. Rust-resistant aluminum frame, 5-position reclining including a completely flat position, integrated headrest and cooler bag at the back, worn like a backpack while traveling, from $44.99 down to $34.99 each when buying 2 or more. Tommy Bahama is a beach chair brand that Americans often buy once and use for many years, and $34.99 for a fully featured chair like this is the price outdoor sports stores charge at least $55 to $60 for comparable quality. 24. Kirkland Signature Polarized Sunglasses. The summer sunglasses section is set up in central racks near the main walkway, and $27.99 after a $7 discount from the original price of $34.99 for a pair of 100% UV-blocking polarized sunglasses is a reasonable price if you need a pair for the beach and don't want to worry about losing or scratching them. Polarized lenses at this price point would typically cost you $50 to $60 or more at regular eyewear stores. Not the deal of the year, but it's the right price for the right needs. Just stick a few of these into the ground, and your dark, boring backyard corner will be completely transformed as soon as night falls. 25. Tiki Solar-Powered LED Torch 4-Pack. 4 self-charging solar ground lights that turn on automatically at night with a dancing flame effect, originally priced at $49.99, are now $37.99 after a $12 discount, less than $10 each. No wiring, no battery changes, just plant them in the ground along pathways or around pools. American families renovating their yards for summer are snapping these up because $37.99 for 4 self-operating outdoor decorative lights is a hard price to find elsewhere for the same quality. 26. Igloo Max Cold 62-Quart Wheeled Cooler. I want to start with a practical question. Do you have any road trips or camping plans this summer? If so, the $49.99 after a $15 discount from the original price of $64.99 for the 62-quart cooler that keeps ice for up to 5 days, with heavy-duty wheels and a suitcase-style handle, is definitely worth adding to your packing list. It holds up to 95 cans of drinks, has thick insulation, and the Igloo brand behind it has been around long enough for Americans to trust it for generations. 27. Snapware Pyrex. 18-piece glass food storage set. 9 heat-resistant Pyrex glass containers with 9 snap-on lids, down from $29.99 to $23.99 after a $6 discount. That's less than $2.70 per set. And these are heat-resistant glass containers suitable for microwave, oven, and dishwasher use. Americans are switching to glass containers for more practical reasons than just a trend. Plastic containers, after a few months in the microwave, start to stain and retain food odors in a way that glass never does. Don't waste money on wooden types that get moldy. This super durable trio at Costco will solve all your kitchen troubles permanently. 28. Kirkland Signature Plastic. Cutting Board 3-Piece Set. A set of 3 cutting boards in different sizes with drip trays and non-slip rubber bases, from $14.99 down to $11.99. It's not a deal you'll have to rush to the warehouse, but cutting boards are the kind of items people use until they break before thinking about replacing them. And $11.99 for a set of 3 color-coded cutting boards to separate raw meat, cooked meat, and vegetables are a reasonable price to replace your current set if it's been used for too long. 29. Kirkland Signature Microfiber Towels. 36 microfiber towels are down from $19.99 to $15.99 after a $4 discount, which is just 44 cents per towel. Anyone who cleans cars, windows, or electronics knows that low-quality microfiber leaves swirl marks on shiny surfaces. Kirkland microfiber has been a top seller in its category for years. At 44 cents each for a pack of 36, people buy the whole set and keep them in the house, the car, and the garage without having to worry about the cost. 30. Perrier Sparkling Water. Get a $5.50 discount from $23.99 to $18.49 on a case of 24 bottles of Perrier imported from France. It's made with natural lemon flavor and is calorie-free and sugar-free. This summer, the trend of replacing sugary soft drinks with natural sparkling water is booming in the U.S., and Perrier is a popular choice for those wanting something fizzy without soda. At $18.49 for 24 bottles, you can stock up for a week or make cocktails for the weekend. In this sweltering weather, just chill one of these bottles and take a sip. Your whole body will wake up instantly. 31. Honest Tea Organic Fair Trade Certified. The move away from sugary drinks is a real trend this year, and Honest Tea is an organic brand benefiting directly from that wave. You get 12 bottles of half tea, half lemonade, or peach flavor made with organic cane sugar and USDA organic certification. The price is down from $16.99 to $12.99 after a $4 discount. It's not a must-run deal, but if your kids are going to summer camp or you take drinks to work, $12.99 for 12 bottles is a fair price to replace soda in your fridge this week. 32. Oreo Mini Chocolate Sandwich Cookies. 30 convenient mini packs are now down from $11.99 after a $3.50 discount, or 40 cents per pack. Oreo Minis aren't a strategic deal that requires much analysis, but they're something you can stuff into your child's summer camp backpack, keep in your office drawer, or take on a road trip without worrying about them crumbling like whole Oreos. At 40 cents a pack, That's cheaper than buying them individually at any convenience store, and 30 packs will last you a month if you're willing to. If not, that's okay too. Out of all the deals today, I'm curious which one you think is most worth adding to your cart and which one you think I got wrong. Let me know below because your answers often change how I look at my next warehouse trip.
Kirkland is about to reach $60 billion in revenue, but there's a little-known secret. Many Kirkland products are actually made by high-end luxury brands, just with different labels and at half the price. It took me 4 weeks of experimentation to find out which Kirkland products are worth buying and when it's worth spending extra on luxury brands. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 7 products that outperformed the original brand. 1. Kirkland Imported Basil Pesto. On shopping forums with over 1 million members, every single time someone asks, "What is the best pre-made sauce?" 90% of the comments point toward the exact same jar. And that jar sits right at Costco for $11.34 for a large 22-ounce jar. Kirkland's Basil Pesto achieved the Italian Royal DOP Genovese Basil certification, meaning the basil is harvested right in the Genoa region of Italy, where pesto was born. It uses real Parmigiano Reggiano cheese instead of the cheap grated cheese that many brands use to cut costs. When you open the lid, the vibrant emerald green color and the rich aroma of pine nuts are things that those cheap, dark, dull-colored jars filled with palm oil can never replicate. The biggest competitor in the premium pesto segment sells for $8.49 for a small jar of only 6.7 ounces, working out to be 2.5 times more expensive when converted to the same weight as the Kirkland jar. I have tested both, so I can confidently say that this $11.34 jar does not lose out and in many aspects is even richer because Costco does not skimp on ingredients for its large wholesale size. It makes a super fast 10-minute pasta dinner for lazy cooking nights, works as a spread on toasted paninis for a quick lunch, or serves as a dipping sauce for pan-seared chicken breasts, all perfectly authentic. The 22-ounce jar easily feeds a family for over 2 weeks. The shopping community calls this pesto the Holy Grail, not as an exaggeration, but because it is tough to find any other jar at this price point that holds a Royal Italian DOP certification. At $11.34 for that level of quality, I fully understand why it dominates the comments every time it gets mentioned. 2. Kirkland thick-cut bacon. Processed by one of the largest meat corporations, you'll see it on the label when you pick up the package. This is the secret many people don't know about Kirkland. They think private labeling means cheap, low-quality bacon, while in reality, the factory producing expensive branded bacon and the factory producing Kirkland bacon are one and the same. The lean-to-fat ratio is even, and it doesn't release too much water when pan-fried because it's not injected with water to increase its weight like many cheaper brands you buy elsewhere. The crispy, seared edges of the thick-cut bacon, when pan-fried at the right temperature, are completely different from those thin, crumbly slices of bacon. The most reputable consumer review organization ranked Kirkland bacon at the top, giving it the unique excellent rating among all brands tested. In shopping groups with over 1 million members, it's a must-buy every week item for almost everyone. The price works out to over $4.60 per pound, while branded bacon at grocery stores has increased to around $8.99 per pound this summer. That means you save 50%, and the quality is rated higher by independent organizations. At $18.49 to $18.99 for a 4-pound pack, it might seem like a lot, but when divided over a week's family breakfasts, it's very affordable. A 4-pound pack can be divided into smaller portions, sealed and frozen for several weeks without the taste changing. Make a perfect keto breakfast, sprinkle it on salads for a savory, crunchy flavor, or wrap it in grilled asparagus for a fancy dinner appetizer, all at less than 30 cents per bacon slice. If you like New York-style bagels, the next option is both economical and top-rated. 3. Kirkland Smoked Salmon. At $15.99 for a 1-pound pack of sliced smoked salmon, while the same quality at high-end deli and organic supermarket stores would cost $35 to $40, this is only a third of the price. Yet the most reputable food review website ranked this salmon pack number 1 among 11 most popular smoked salmon brands. Not number 2 or top 3, but absolutely number one. The salmon is firm and succulent, sliced thinly like a five-star restaurant. And what I appreciate most is the subtle, natural wood smoke flavor that gently spreads across the tongue, without being overly salty to mask the fishy taste of old fish, unlike many cheaper brands. When smoked salmon doesn't need salt to mask its flavor, you know the ingredients are truly fresh. And that's the difference between high-quality products and those that only look high quality. Make smoked salmon and cream cheese bagels for a true New York-style breakfast without flying to New York. Serve them on a wooden plate with a few slices of crispy bread, a lemon wedge, and some arugula for a sophisticated white wine pairing that will have guests asking where you bought them. At $15.99 per pound, each slice of smoked salmon is less than $1, a price comparable to a five-star restaurant-quality smoked salmon platter that typically costs $18 to $25 for a few slices at a brunch spot. You'll understand why I say this is a deal smart buyers never pass up. The 16-ounce pack can be refrigerated and used throughout the week. Because the slices are thin, taking out a few at a time is convenient. No cutting or further processing is required. If you've never tried Kirkland smoked salmon, I recommend you try it at least once to understand why it's at the top of the charts and why the shopping community considers it one of the best deals Costco sells. 4. Kirkland mixed nuts and almonds. On TikTok, there are numerous videos dissecting bags of Kirkland nuts to prove something loyal customers have known for a long time. But new customers need to see firsthand. No filler. Costco doesn't use the trick of stuffing cheap peanuts into a bag and labeling it mixed nuts, like many other brands do. Instead, the entire bag contains expensive nuts, including macadamia, cashew, almond, walnut, and pistachios. Nuts that would cost significantly more if bought individually elsewhere than when purchased together in a Kirkland bag. And the second thing I noticed when pouring the nuts onto a plate is that the surface isn't greasy, because Kirkland doesn't use industrial frying oil for preservation. Instead, they dry roast the nuts to retain their natural flavor. The biggest competitor in the premium mixed nut segment sells much smaller bags but cost about 40% more. The reason Kirkland is cheaper without compromising quality is because the extremely high turnover rate at Costco's warehouse ensures the nuts are always freshly roasted, preventing them from sitting on shelves and becoming stale and losing their crispness. At $16.49 for a 2.5-pound bag of premium, unadulterated nuts, it's a healthy office snack for office workers, gym goers on a keto diet needing good fats, or simply a classy addition to a guest table. No one will know you're paying 40% less than a competitor. The 2.5-pound bag can be divided into smaller containers for daily use and will last a month. The dry-roasted, oil-free nuts also have excellent shelf life and won't become stale. 5. Kirkland Organic Peanut Butter. Looking at the ingredients list, I only see two lines. 100% organic Valencia peanuts and sea salt. No third ingredient, no sugar, no palm oil, no stabilizers, no artificial flavors. That minimalist simplicity is why mothers on parenting forums give this product 5 stars for its safety for young children. When your child eats Kirkland peanut butter, you know exactly what they're eating inside, instead of guessing at long, confusing additive names on the label. The Valencia peanuts are naturally sweet, so Costco doesn't need to add sugar or palm oil to create a false smoothness. The natural, nutty flavor of real peanuts spread on sandwiches is far superior to those artificially smooth, oil-filled butters. The only drawback I'll mention up front is that you have to stir it with a spoon before eating because the peanut oil naturally separates due to the lack of stabilizers. But that's proof that this butter is truly natural, and mothers consider that drawback a plus, not a minus. At $9.79 for a pack of 2 large 28-ounce jars, that's less than $5 per giant jar of organic butter, while comparable products elsewhere are selling for $8.79 per jar. Spread it on sandwiches for your kids to take to school every day, blend it into banana and peanut butter smoothies for muscle gain after the gym, or simply enjoy it directly when you're craving it. It's delicious, and a pack of 2 jars will last the whole family over a month for the same cost as buying a single jar. There's a product certified 100% pure and unadulterated by a top California university and publicly used by Netflix celebrity chefs, and it's very affordable. 6. Kirkland Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oil. If you're worried about buying adulterated olive oil, this is the only bottle I'm completely confident in. It's independently certified by the international organization Bureau Veritas and the Olive Oil Research Center at a leading University of California as 100% extra virgin, free from rapeseed oil adulteration. Two independent certifications from two different organizations represent a level of transparency that very few olive oil brands on the market dare to invest in. And Kirkland does it because they know consumers are losing faith in the fraudulent olive oil industry. It boasts an extremely high polyphenol content of 370 parts per million. And a famous Netflix chef and author of a best-selling cookbook has publicly praised and used this Kirkland oil in his own kitchen. When a chef who can afford any expensive olive oil in the world still chooses Kirkland, you know the quality inside is no joke. The $18.99 price tag for a 67.6 fluid ounce bottle doesn't sound cheap, until you consider that the recent global olive oil crisis has driven up the prices of comparable brands to $38 to $42 for the same volume. Kirkland is selling it for less than half the price of its certified competitors. It's perfect for mixing directly into salads to preserve the polyphenols from heat, making Mediterranean-style bread dips, or for everyday cooking to maintain a healthy lifestyle. A 67.6 fluid ounce bottle will last the whole family a month, and each time you drizzle it on a salad, you know you're using real olive oil, not adulterated oil. 7. Kirkland Egg Bites. This is a lifesaver for busy breakfasts, and on TikTok, Costco review channels constantly make blind comparison videos with the eggs from the most famous coffee chain. Kirkland consistently wins in terms of juiciness after microwaving. Sous vide slow cooking technology creates a silky smooth, fluffy texture for the eggs, with the cheese and roasted bell peppers blending naturally, without the pitting or burnt edges often found in commercially produced steamed eggs. At $12.99 for a box of 10, or $1.30 each, you'd pay $4.95 for just 2 small eggs at a drive-thru coffee shop. Almost $2.50 each, double the price, and the blind taste test was inferior. Microwave for 60 seconds or air fry for 5 minutes for a high-protein breakfast without the hassle of cooking, and a box of 10 eggs can be shared among one person for a week, or 2 to 3 meals for a small family. The great thing about this product is that it solves the problem millions of busy families face every morning, wanting a high-protein breakfast but not having time to cook. At $1.30 per tablet compared to $2.50 at the drive-thru, you save almost $4 for 2 tablets each morning. A significant amount over a month that many people don't realize until they compare. The 7 products above beat branded products in both price and taste. The next part I'm about to tell you is the part you need to hear most, because these are products where saving money means sacrificing quality. 4 products you should still buy the original versions of. 1. Kirkland Sharp Cheddar. This is the first Kirkland product I've frankly said is a loser, and it's so clearly a loser that saving a few dollars doesn't compensate for the vastly inferior taste experience. A 2-pound Kirkland cheddar block at $7.59 sounds significantly cheaper than the Tillamook Extra Sharp at around $11.50, which is 40% more expensive. But after biting into a Kirkland and then a Tillamook, you'll understand why that $4 difference is entirely justified. Kirkland tastes bland, with a rubbery texture lacking the sharp acidity and richness characteristic of a cheddar labeled sharp. In contrast, Tillamook Extra Sharp, naturally aged for 15 to 24 months, has a slightly crumbly texture typical of aged cheese, a rich, creamy acidity, and a premium, lingering aftertaste that Kirkland fails to achieve, despite both being labeled sharp. But I'd also say, to be fair, it depends on the intended use. If you're buying it just to grate and spread on baked pasta, or to mix in mac and cheese where other seasonings overpower the main ingredients, then buying Kirkland saves you $4, which is perfectly reasonable because once melted, it's hard to tell the difference. But if you're buying it to slice and eat directly with crackers, or to serve as a cold dish with wine, then you should spend an extra $4 on Tillamook, because your guests will notice the difference from the first bite, and that $4 savings isn't worth losing on your charcuterie board. 2. Kirkland grass-fed butter. For everyday cooking, like spreading on bread in the morning, buying Kirkland at $9.99 per pound saves you $5 compared to Kerrygold at $14.99 per pound, which is perfectly reasonable. And I don't object to that, because at high temperatures, the difference between the two types of butter fades considerably. But if you're thinking of rolling up your sleeves and baking, stop right there. Because this is where Kerrygold wins outright. And that $5 difference can save an expensive batch of baked goods. Kerrygold Ireland has a naturally golden color and is extremely rich in beta-carotene from cows that graze year-round on fresh grass in Ireland. The butter is incredibly soft and smooth, and when mixed into the batter, it blends evenly, creating a light and fluffy texture like a true bakery product. Kirkland butter is lighter in color and quite firm when taken out of the refrigerator. It takes longer to soften enough to whip, and its pale yellow color indicates a lower beta-carotene content, meaning the cows didn't graze year-round like the Irish cows. But the crucial point that determines victory lies elsewhere. In the professional baking world, using salted butter is a no-no because you can't control the salt content in the recipe.